extension after the earnings. Obviously, we have the whole week to do that. That would bring us into probably the 36 to 37 area, and that's to the upside. If we collapse, then the target often is where we closed the prior day. So let's see what else. I wanted to look at X. I'm actually we've got a few names, so let me just cycle through a few of them real quick. Carlos will be doing some of this as well. Okay, so Mogo's up, no earnings, so this must have been news. Bring that up. So it's just not showing my earnings. Okay, so it was earnings. So same analysis, I would probably start off with the expected move from yesterday. Mogo, this does not have a good option chain, it's not liquid, so that's actually irrelevant. Stock already gapped up to 750s from 6. And it looks like this one might be a little bit of a high flyer. So we have some very clear 850 resistance on the daily. And then we just kind of stair step up from there. There's nothing outside of these inflection points on the downtrend. So interesting. That one might be secondary. Upstart, EPST. Let's look at the overall trend on this one. You know, pretty steady uptrend, pretty volatile as well, but lots of retests of this trend line throughout time. We just had earnings. This is the one that we looked at yesterday. I forgot what the expected move was. Go back to 10, about $16. I think that sounds right. And if we look at the previous price action, so we closed a little lower than we opened, which could kind of change the expected move. I'm looking at it at the beginning of the calendar day, so it's always good to look at it right into earnings. It's kind of the most accurate depiction. But I believe this one around 160 was the full extension. So that number doesn't quite match. We were looking at this one yesterday too. Let me bring it back to the 9th. That's odd. So that one, it looks like that one already went 2x its expected move based on what I'm seeing. That's where, similar to what AMC did, that's kind of where the tipping point is. That's when that rubber band can break. So obviously very strong reaction. We're trading somewhere in this area this morning. And, you know, honestly, there's a ton of overhead supply right here, which is why the price was able to move down so sharply. But we're in earnings, so I could see a little bit more of an upside move and then possibly a fade. I think it's often more times going to be against the expected move ranges as opposed to keep breaching them. And since we 2x on this one, this might be where people are like, wow, that was great earnings, I'm going to take profit. So just be on the lookout for that. If that one's not super strong, that one can easily fade back to its sort of 1 standard deviation. And that would be a nice target if it is a short today. So, all right, it looks like we are getting set up here. And yeah, I've been chatting through some of that. So we'll go ahead and shift gears real quick. So to those on YouTube, my name is Jared. This is Engineering the Markets. It is August 11th, 2021. We're just looking at a few earnings plays inside of the chat room. But as promised from yesterday, I wanted to talk about a few different strategies that have been at least beneficial for me to use whenever a marketplace isn't necessarily directional. And oftentimes with option strategies, there are building blocks that allow you to kind of start from the basics. I think a lot of people who love trading options know sort of the pros and cons of going out there and buying calls and buying puts. There's obviously volatility concerns with certain stocks, especially ones with low liquidity, high momentum. The volatility is expanding in those option chains. And when you're going out there and buying calls and puts, you just need to be aware of some of those parameters. A great example recently have been some of these momentum moves we've been seeing inside of the healthcare and biotech sectors. mRNA is a classic example, but another one that might surprise some people is Pfizer. So both of these stocks have had very similar price action, albeit, relatively, I would say, correlated catalysts, along with the reason for these moves being heavily dependent on the option market. So Pfizer, normally pretty boring stock, has its highs and lows throughout time. But as we look at what's occurring, we see that we are starting to break out of a pretty wide and pretty extensive trading range, something on the monthly that has been set with COVID lows. Now, obviously this breakout with mRNA's breakout as well, showing how similar these are trading and sort of the expectation if this does continue. But in the event that you're looking to trade options on these stocks, these are fairly liquid names, there's a few things to always be cognizant of when you're starting to look at the option chain. And let's start off with a stock like mRNA. So first and foremost, we saw mRNA yesterday. It did have a bit of short-term sort of topping action around the 500 print. Fairly common psychological number. Doesn't mean that the run is over per se, but in the sense of a short, mRNA did give up about 10% of its entire stock price in the matter of one trading session. So stock is obviously very volatile, and taking advantage of it with the right risk mentality can be attractive for a lot of traders. As we look at its option chain, we can see that the implied volatility is relatively elevated. Let me pull up my pen, which always hides from me underneath my browser. There you are. Okay. So we see the implied volatility fairly highly elevated. And what these numbers mean is that if you were to look at an option chain series, and this were pricing the options based on the expectation of movement, the percentage here is showing that the pricing matches the pricing if this option chain were exactly 1 year worth of time and the stock price was expected to move 93% or 94% up or down in that year time frame. So for example, if you have a stock that has a $50 share price, and in the option series, which has a year expiration, you see something like 25%. That means that the stock is capable of moving 25% up or down, and the option market is pricing that into the series that you're looking to trade. For a $50 stock, that would be something like a $12.5 move up or down throughout that year time frame. So you can kind of think of it like a 37.5 to 62.5 range, and the option market is trying to price that in based on this volatility percentage. So Obviously, these numbers are a bit elevated, and because these are shorter dated series, this only has 2 days, 9 days, 16 days. These percentages obviously have to be factored with the amount of time remaining. So there is a very straightforward calculation to facilitate that. It's part of the Black-Scholes model, which is how these are priced. But the way we look at it and the way that it's more advantageous is looking at it just from the perspective of what is the expected move. The fact that these 9-day options are trying to price in approximately a $57 expected move shows how high this volatility currently is. It's basically saying that within the next 9 days, this particular series is trying to price in another $57 higher or another $57 lower. And obviously, yesterday, we got $50 worth of movement. Just in a period of one session, this thing was capable of going from approximately 500 down to, in this case, 440s in pre-market. But as of yesterday, the low print was 455. So we're talking about a $45 range there. So when you're stepping into this arena, or if you step into a market like this with higher volatility, it can be good to try and take advantage of that to the best of your ability. One simple way to do that is through what's known as credit spreads, credit verticals in this case. And the idea is pretty simple, but oftentimes you need to be a little bit careful in choosing things like your strikes, choosing things like how much time you're giving these, and ultimately how you manage these verticals will sort of dictate your profitability over time and your consistency with trade management. There's a tons of ways to basically repair, fix, or roll these out in time if things do go against your trade. But super high level, let's start off with just what is a credit vertical, and ultimately what is a vertical, how are those things priced? So when we step into an option chain, we look at something like, let's say, the 500 puts. Yesterday, and I'll actually shift over to think back just so I'm looking at historical data. So this is on Monday's session. We're starting off at about 484. We'll look at just the next week series. And let's just start off with the 500 puts. So even though these puts are only about $15 in the money, and even though they only have 11 days to expire, they're trading for a pretty rich premium. In order to purchase one put, it costs you approximately $4 grand, $39.55 times 100, representing the 100 shares that this represents. So approximately $4 grand to put on this trade. Obviously, if you're in a margin account, that can be facilitated fairly easily, but it is a fairly expensive trade. And let's say, for example, that MRNA not only doesn't go down, but just stays near 500. Let's say, for example, over the next 7 days, the stock price does not really move. It's within, let's say, $20 to $30 above and below the current last price. What would that look like if you had purchased this put? And ultimately, you're still in the right, I would say, strike position. You haven't really been violated to the upside with your 500 strike, but the stock also hasn't gone down. Well, if we shift over to the 4-dated series, which was be a rough approximation of what it would look like in 7 days past the 11-dated series, We go to the 500 put, and we see that currently, with only 4 days left, the volatility is facilitating a bit of that premium staying in place. But ultimately, because the stock hasn't moved, you're now down about a grand. So you've lost money even though the stock hasn't really done anything. And additionally, with only 4 days left, you really need the stock to do something. Otherwise, this is slightly in the money, so it will keep some of its value, but ultimately, you will not be profitable on your trade. Now, let's go even more extreme and say you're someone who can't buy those puts that are in the money. You're looking for something out of the money. So now let's say you go out and you buy the 450s. Those are trading for about 1500. Great. You know, the stock does the exact same thing. It doesn't really go down, doesn't really go up, kind of oscillates near 500. Now let's look and see what the 450s are trading for. They're trading for about 800. So in that 7-day period, even though volatility increased, you can see the 97 to 114 change, and we're assuming that time has changed, but volatility has not. The approximate loss that you will encounter is about a 50% loss, 40 to 50% on something that essentially hasn't moved, and that is what should occur. Your puts are decaying over time, and without volatility increasing to sort of supplement the premium, and obviously the delta is not in your favor because the stock hasn't moved down, these puts are beginning to decay. And ultimately, you have less time to be correct. What if instead you saw this 500 strike and this attempt to come into the 500 print, and you wanted to be short MRNA, even for something like a day trade? And instead of going out there and saying, just buy a put, you expect it to go down, but you also aren't sure if it's going to trade sideways. You recognize that the volatility is high in this stock, and if it does move down to some degree, you also want to be at least part of that delta shift, the downside that you're expecting to occur at 500, along with the fact that it may just trade sideways for a period of time. So instead of going super short dated, you can instead go out a little bit in time, give yourself at least the advantage of the time aspects of this trade. We'll go out to something like the 17 Septembers. We'll scroll down, and once again, we're starting on Monday, so you can put this trade on essentially as soon as you're starting to see the stock come into the 500 print. And instead of buying a put, let's do the opposite. Let's trade against all these traders who are bullish and who are jacking up the implied volatility on the call side. And let's instead try to take advantage of that implied volatility, this sort of skewed call volatility that's occurring as the stock is rising. You can also see that, let me move my series up a little bit. The puts here, the actual, as you go further out of the money, the implied volatility drops. So it's not even advantageous to sell out of the money on the put side. It's better to be a seller of out of the money premium on the call side. And what that can mean is if you set up something simple like selling a 500 and then buying maybe a 510 just to protect yourself in case the stock continues to rally, 39 days from now, you're collecting approximately a 3.7 credit, which means you're taking in this premium because you're selling these as a vertical. You're selling a call, and then you're buying a further out of the money call to help protect yourself in the case that you're wrong. you're also taking advantage of this implied volatility skew slightly, albeit in this case, these are pretty close, and technically you are selling the 500, but it is still heightened implied volatility. So you are selling something that is fairly rich in premium. Now, yesterday, of course, we know that MRNA did sell off. So let's shift over in time. Let's go 1 day in time. And now this series has updated. These are going to be further out of the money. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust the time here. Let's see what our credit looks like. So in the matter of 1 day, this already decayed by 50%. And while the numbers are smaller, ultimately the idea here is that if you're willing to risk something like 1,500 for an out of the money put, up to $4,000 for that in the money 500 puts, obviously with less time to consider, why not also consider going further out in time, giving yourself the advantage of time, selling something that has defined risk, and ultimately if the stock doesn't move, you're still seeing this potential decay, as over time this will eventually trend to zero, assuming that we do not breach 500. The idea is very simple. You're basically becoming a seller of these heightened calls, and ultimately, because the stock is parabolic, you're not going out with unlimited risk. You're buying a 5-10 call to protect yourself in the case that the stock goes against you. So when you look at this in the perspective of something like a analyze graph or a risk profile graph, didn't keep my trade. There you go. So what this looks like is as the stock starts to move away from 500, both in time and in price, this will eventually mature, and you're able to eventually either collect the entire credit, or if you're looking to close this before expiration just to avoid any gamma related risk or potential change in direction if it does start to sell, you look to close these with something like a 50 to 60% profit. Those are often very common, I would say, recommendations for selling credit spreads. Now, what's so interesting about this is MRNA did sell off. So the fact that this decayed almost 50% in a day is, of course, a benefit of the fact that the stock did go down. But in the example of the stock trading sideways, not necessarily breaking out of 500 and just kind of flat between maybe a $25 to $30 range near the highs, obviously the goal here is to allow for that fade, that pullback to occur. You've protected yourself to the upside by buying back a call, and ultimately if this does pull back or if it trades sideways, the same theta and hopefully volatility decay will occur, leading this down to buy back at a lesser credit. So as a option trader, one of the, I would say the next step in evolution whenever you're going into the option world is learning about buying calls, buying puts, understanding that there's multiple metrics involved with them, but then immediately going and saying, well, there are multiple scenarios that can occur with my stock. One or two of them will give me a profit as a buyer. I need the stock to rally very sharply for my call to be advantageous. I need volatility to increase in order for my premium to remain stagnant against the effects of theta decay. Getting away from that and becoming something like a vertical trader, someone who buys and sells in the sort of biased direction that you're looking to trade, can give you that additional edge of using the sort of metrics of buying something with theta, selling something with negative theta, and having that sort of reduce the effects. You can also sell higher volatility and ultimately take advantage of these more parabolic moves without taking a huge upside risk. You're capping your risk by using a vertical, and ultimately, if the trade does go against you, you can decide that, hey, it's probably not going to work. I'll just close this for a loss. But you're not taking that unlimited risk as well by just selling a call. So something to consider, something to think about when trading options. And this becomes more of the backbone, whether you're buying or selling verticals, it becomes a backbone of additional option strategies. Pretty much everything beyond buying and selling straight calls and puts relies on the dynamics of verticals. And oftentimes you're playing around with things like different series. In the case of a calendar or a diagonal, you're playing around with selling different verticals around the price. You want to think iron condor or something like a back ratio, where you actually sell more than you buy, but you're using the effects of skew to take advantage of differences in pricing. So there's plenty of ways to sort of visualize that and to understand the dynamics. It all begins with verticals. And oftentimes, whether you're a buyer or a seller of vertical, you want to understand that what is the most advantageous thing to do based on the stock. With MRNA so juiced up with volatility and ultimately hitting a psychological level, something like this could have been, in the case of yesterday, an actual day trade. You could have closed this in the same day, collected great premium, and ultimately still protected yourself in the case that MRNA went above 500. So something to think about, something to consider. We'll cover this a little bit more tomorrow. I know it's sort of a short and fast synopsis here, but we do have additional option courses that go into more detail inside of the BBT Education Center. We hope that if you're part of the community, you're able to use this information and ultimately ask questions, as we are still building out theory and strategies around these different option spreads. So with that said, I'm Jared. This is Engineering the Markets. Trade safe today. We do have some economic data that just came out that should eventually facilitate some volatility this morning. It looks like people are saying we're getting some volatility already. So looking forward to that. And we'll look at the SPY real quick just to end things off. Nice little gap up and breakout there. We'll kind of see if this holds so far. It looks like numbers are facilitated of no tapering yet. So the market continues on its tirade. So trade safe. We'll talk more tomorrow. Stay tuned for pre-market prep with Carlos and Norm.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, brother. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Feeling more like you yesterday. My son got up
Tired?
a couple of times. Oh man, exhausted.
Oh,
My son got up a couple of times, and in one of them he stayed up almost 3 hours. Thankfully, my wife
No, we
took that
don't have
took that
sound
part.
going to the room.
Oh, no sound to room. Let's get you guys hooked up. There we go. So just telling Norm how I'm feeling more like him this morning. My son was up about 3 hours last night, so that was some fun there. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, my problem, I gotta say, is getting him to sleep right now in his own room, which frankly, even his own room, it's another master that's downstairs and not his upstairs, and it's a nightmare, dude.
Yeah, the sleep is
So
it's
I feel you, brother. You're about to have a second, so you're gonna have double the fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, that'll be the end of this month. So looking forward to that, obviously. And I'm enjoying every minute of sleep I can get now. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's look at our watch list from yesterday. Looking at FSR, that was on list yesterday. Let's get our 5 minutes. You guys can see what's going on here from yesterday. Here we go. Good pre-market action. Very, very active. At the market open, you did get this beautiful pop, guys, into some levels here. 1930 we had on our daily, off our daily, and we also had no, that's just yesterday's high. So 1930 off our daily comes right to that, finds rejection, cannot keep going, and then drops down. Let me just say, yesterday, guys, it was not an easy day. There was a lot of stuff that did not get continuation. There was a lot of stuff that was choppy and just moving sideways. So if you had a tough time, you know, it was not only you. At least that was my point of view. Norm,
as earnings season starts slowing down, we're going to see more and more of that as we get through these last little bits of August here.
Yeah. Yep. Agree 100%. July, we had some good stuff. Even last week, we had some good stuff. This week's not starting out that great, but we're seeing it here. It does get a nice drop, then does continue down, but this was not great, clean intraday action. You do get a nice reversal here, a breakout out of 1804, another level that we had also on our daily. And then you can see here kind of consolidating, then another breakout. Again, with light volume, guys. So these moves take a little bit longer to take place. You have to be patient. And they could be a little bit frustrating at times, right? You could be in here sitting for an hour waiting for a breakout to happen. You know, that's usually not fun. Here's AMC, guys. AMC pure chop at the market open. But then it does break down real nice. It tries to hold on to this 36.16 level early on. It cannot. Then it finds this 30.50-ish level. It cannot hold on to that. Beautiful breakdown here. Then it starts trading very nice, holding on to the 9. Try to retest the 20. Cannot stay above that. Back to the 9. And then another level here that we had, a new low of the day, breaks down from that one as well. So AMC just taking a bit of a hit yesterday as it continues to drop. Their day looks very good. We might look at them today again as they got some good volume. Here's Plug. Plug had a good pre-market action, great daily, but man, at the market open just didn't do much. Very, very choppy. Every candle just pulling back, very aggressive. Although you have somewhat of a downtrend here, it was not a clean one. Once it reaches this point, 28.86, just kind of get this sideways action with lighter volume, and again, just not fun there. At 12, it does get a little bit better, but outside from that, not a great one. Fuel cell, same situation here, guys. It does drop down, but the volume dies down very quick on this. Again, it was just not fun. ZEV also, you got a couple of pops that broke out of here, so this was okay if you're watching it here. This level 1046 was nice, breaks out of that nicely, and then look at the continuation you get there. That's kind of what you expect out of these type of stocks, right? You kind of got to sit and wait for the volume to come in, which it does slightly after 10, and then you get the nice little breakouts here. Another one that I want to mention that was nice, actually, that it was called out by a member, was Space. Now, Space was not on our list, was not on our main list, but it was on a secondary list. And man, it did trade very well, guys. Beautiful breakdown here. And you can see here just the flush that it got yesterday, really finding no base at all on Space. Today, they have some good volume. They're down again, guys, 3.5. So we would definitely be looking at this one. They're daily, very interesting, trying to hold on to this area of support. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Before we continue, let's go over to our overall market news for today.
SPY popping on pretty good volume. We've actually put in over half the volume for the morning just in the last 7 or 8 minutes ever since the data got dropped at 8:30 a.m. We had the biggest number of the week come out. That was CPI and core CPI inflation data that was super hot last month. Slowed down a little bit as expected. Core CPI actually came in a hair under what was expected, and the CPI came in as expected. So we've mentioned how the Fed's been juicing the economy and everything else. People concerned about inflation. I don't know about you, Carlos. Every time I go to the grocery store, it gets more and more and more and more expensive.
Oh yeah,
to buy the same stuff. So That came in a little bit more. The Fed's been talking about transitory. People are debating whether inflation is here to stay for a while or if it is just a matter of stimulus being added to try to keep the economy on track with the pandemic and everything. We'll still see. This 1 month is just one little point of data, but it at least is encouraging that it's not quite as bad as it was the previous month. So that having been said, there's a Fed speaker at noon today, which, that they're talking about when they're going to start tapering QE essentially. And that time frame has moved up in the minds of many annual analysts. So we'll see if maybe they see anything. I don't expect a whole lot to come out of that. The biggest one was what just came out. So.
All right, excellent. We'll see how it plays out. Again, the SPY very strong this morning. This pre-market moving very nice. We'll see how this goes. All right, let's get to it, guys. Our list this morning, a couple of things in our green side here. Lots of low flow action this morning, guys. Yeah. 11, 1.87, 1.2, 1.13, and 16. So tons of low flows get right in between, about gapping in between 8.4 to 14.2. We'll run through those quickly and see what looks good. There's some names here that don't trade very well, like this one here was a nice. HPI could be funny at times. FULC was okay. Just starting to get going. We'll see what we got going on here. So happen over here. Let's get rid of our watch list from yesterday. We'll do this there. And let's start with UPST. I believe Jerry mentioned they had earnings last night.
They had earnings last night. They're getting some upgrades this morning.
Yeah, beautiful gap up today, guys. They usually are a tougher, harder stock to trade. It could be a little bit more difficult, but today they have a nice gap up. Worth keeping an eye on this one. 252,000 shares traded, and they're up 22%. Guys, that's a big pop for UPS there. Here's FUBO. FUBO this morning up a nice 15%. Earnings or some?
Yes, they had earnings last night.
Okay, earnings last night. Nice little pop there. Beautiful. And we're up 15%, 1.1 million shares traded. This is definitely in play. Going to put this one on here this morning. All right, so here comes the low flows. The ZME, guys, we're going to be looking for great volume, good pre-market action. The daily is not as important as the pre-market action and the volume is. For example, this one here is no good. Up 14%. That's nice. The volume is not there. The pre-market sucks. So let's move down to MDIA. This morning, pre-market action is a little bit better, little nicer volume, 12.7. This is a 1.8 million shares float. Guys, I want to see great volume. I don't want to see just 400,000. I want to see a lot more than this. So can it get better?
And
yes.
Most of these candles are just a couple of thousand shares too.
Yeah, so it needs to
get
better.
On the 1 minute.
Yeah, needs to get better. This year, on the 12th of July, that's what I'm talking about. Look at the volume there, 87 million. We need a date like that for this. Or not exactly 87, but we need more volume. So we're going to keep it off the list for now.
There very well be maybe a catalyst out there. I'm not being able to find it easily.
Okay.
Which is concerning on something like this that's low float, 1.8 million shares and not spectacular volume. So
exactly. We'll keep it on the side list for now, guys. Again, if you see it get better, let us know. Volume did start to increase yesterday, so maybe today they're looking for some kind of continuation. We'll keep an eye on it. LTRN this morning, 7.8. Another one that does not look great, guys. Just look at this pre-market action. It's horrible. No volume. We'll move on. Wafu here is very Wafulish-like. It looks horrible. So nothing going on there. Let's move down. WHLM. This one was on our list before, and we kept it as a low flow of the day, and it just didn't trade very well. It was very whippy. I believe it would have been the beginning of August, this date here. It did get the volume, but it was very funky trading action. Right now, again, guys, no volume. 174.
Low float. They just had earnings, but nevertheless, like you said, no.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So we need a better pre-market action from that. Wafu is no good. AHPI. Now this one has been on a list more often than not, more than the other ones that aren't listed on here. Right now they're up 9.1, 137,000. How did they do yesterday? It looks like yesterday had a nice little breakout here. Into the market open. Maybe a possible continuation today. They're up another 9.1. Out of all of them, I think this is probably the most decent one, guys, out of all these low flows. The rest are not looking great. But this one needs more volume, right? I'm going to put it on here.
Definitely. I was just about to say that. I mean, the 1 minute, I know you're looking at the 5 and it might look okay. Look at the 1.
Yeah, the one is very, very choppy in here. Yeah, not good at all. There's no great volume there at all for this one. And you're right, Norm. We should be looking for lower flow stocks. We should be looking at the 1 minute because the 5 is better for actually decent stock with more volume, right? Get a bigger picture. Only reason I'm adding it here, guys, if it can do somewhat what it did yesterday, maybe it can be a nice one. But right now, it's not ready for that. So we'll come back to and see if it can even stay down here as a low flow of the day. All right, so we got rid of all those yellows there. Let's do a few more. BCRX here, they are gapping up 5%, almost 6 right now. 200, almost 200,000 shares traded. Man, this daily is just not great, guys. Very light on the volume, and you can see here some of these candles just not looking all that great this morning. I'm not sure about this one. What's the float? I know it's not a low flow. 176 million. Let's put it as a possible. It can get going, but it's really not looking great. So BCRX. I'll put it on there for now. Coin, someone mentioned this one earlier in the chat room as well. Yeah, this is in play, guys. This is breaking out. It's a little more difficult to trade this stock. The price action could be a little bit funky. I personally have not looked at this in quite some time, so I don't know if it's trading better or not. We are getting higher volume than usual, as you can see here. Still not great.
Last night.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that could be a reason to watch this one today. I do like their daily too here in the last couple of days, right? Ramped up nicely. You kind of got a pop and a drop, and now you're popping up again against this area of resistance. That could create a nice movement towards the top side. So up 4.7, 254. Again, very careful on how you trade that one. It can move wild, right? As we know. So a couple of Bitcoin stuff coming up here. CAN, not doing a whole lot right now. Only 157 and 54,000. I'm going to take a look at Mara. They tend to have a little bit better volume. They're up 1.4, 128. Again, their daily's just been consolidating here, guys, trying to figure out what is next, as Bitcoin has been a nice little run the last couple of days. I don't see anything great on them right now, though. Even Riot, I'm not seeing anything overly exciting on them. That could change, though. I think their daily's looking to break out here, so we'll keep an eye on. Maybe we'll keep an eye on one. We'll do Riot, right? Let's do Riot here as possible. See if anything gets going there. We'll do a few more here. Maybe we're looking at OCGN. I know you guys like this one. Right now, up 3.3. Pre-market action is not looking great. Volume is a little bit lighter for what this stock can do. Their daily has been very strong over the last couple of days. You're gapping up 3.3. Maybe worth taking a second look at later. And then CHPT, man, I remember this. This thing was crazy when we were trading it. CHPT is up 2.8, very light volume, only 118. I know they can get going pretty aggressive here. So let's see. They're daily looking to break out of 26. We'll put them into our possibles list this morning. And let's look at Plug just because it's here. And the Plug is it is up 2.4. Man, it was just garbage yesterday. The day before that, it actually did trade very well. But yesterday was more of just a consolidation. They just kind of going sideways here. Possible breakout today. It just needs a little more to get going here. Guys, keep a lookout for that one. If it gets better, throw it back out to me. And then X yesterday. Someone mentioned X. Yesterday, X. Oh, Norm, you did. You were on the mic at this time. And again, it was already too extended by the time we started looking at it. And you said it perfect, Norm. It was at a point where, you know, it's too extended to jump in, and it's strong enough not to take a reversal, right? So yeah, you don't want to,
ship a sail, leave it alone.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Congratulate the people that got in it earlier.
Exactly. I think every candle after that was if you look at a 15-minute or something, everything was just green, just a straight line, right? So you want to be careful with that. All right, today, possible continuation, guys. I do like what I'm seeing on the daily right now. Pre-market action is not great, but they tend not to have the best pre-market action at times. We'll throw it on here, see where we go from there. Gapping down, APPH this morning, they're down 26%, so they're getting slammed today. Normally, they don't get great volume. Looks like very low average there.
For earnings this morning, yeah, like you said, it's got a really high short float, not a whole lot of volume this morning. Well, I take that back. Not a whole lot of volume on normal days at around 1 million shares. So,
correct. So we'll see, guys. Pre-market action does look very interesting. Nice little drop here. I like to keep an eye on something like this that's been dropping so much. See if we get some kind of pop here. I think KLPT was one that did it a couple of days ago and actually traded pretty decent. I saw you guys take a couple of nice trades there. WW down 20.
I will note that APPH has a very low number of shares available to short right now on my broker. I think it's 25,000 I saw. Those might be gone fairly quickly.
That's not going to last. 25K there. That'll be gone pretty fast there. So yeah, that might not be a good one since we like to have availability to play it both ways there. WW this morning, not a great pre-market action. This is not Wave. This is Weight Watchers, right? Yep. And they typically don't trade very well. Their pre-market action, it could be okay at times. Earnings on this one, Norm? Or
yeah, they had earnings and they were skinnier than expected.
Very nice, guys. Give a thumbs up, Norm, for this morning. We highly appreciate it over on YouTube. Every time you hit that button, it helps us out a whole lot to grow the channel. So thank you very much for doing that. All right, so Weight Watchers here. We'll keep an eye on it. Weight Watchers is a good one. I think they have a nice drop. It doesn't look great pre-market, but this 25% drop, I do like that there, and I think they can get some volume on a drop like this. Let's see. Heading down.
Yes, Steve, that was for sure a dad joke.
No question. Yes, a good one though. Good one. Frey here this morning. It is down 17%. Not a great pre-market action. Horrible daily as far as volume goes. Yeah, I don't want no part of that there. That doesn't look too interesting at the moment. Here's Space. Space was very active yesterday, guys. Beautiful drop. And they're holding on to this level here this morning. It's trying to bounce off of that. Again, they're down at 3.8. I'm not sure how much they dropped yesterday, but they basically erased the gains for the last 2 days here and back into this consolidation area. So is there any news on them, Norm, or anything?
Yeah, they had pretty big news. So that they had like pre-sold 100 tickets. They obviously, we know they're not starting their commercial operations yet, but they pre-sold, I guess, 100 tickets at, I think it's 250,000 a piece. They announced yesterday that they're raising their price from 250 to 450, which may sound like a good thing. Like there's demand for that, but also does that mean that they have to charge that to be able to be even anywhere near profitable? Not only that, but if they have to, if that's the case, and they have to take up 100 people at half the cost, and they're losing money on all those, and that's a lot. What were there? There were people in that rocket.
4.
So you get somewhere between 4 and 6 people in a rocket. That's a lot of flights you have to do, losing money if that's the case, before you can get to the people that are at 450,000. So we'll see. Plus, I mean, obviously, your demand and the number of people that can afford to fly, which, albeit small, no matter what, is going to pay, $250,000 for 11 minutes of being off the earth. When you increase that to nearly, $500,000, essentially, it gets exponentially smaller. So,
absolutely. So, yeah, it's definitely a questionable information there for them and interesting. But again, it's creating some good pre-market action. A good, nice drop for them this morning. Definitely in play today. FGen today, they are not looking good, guys. And I mean by that, look at just this choppy action right now. Although you have almost 500,000, it is not trading very well. It is down 3.3, and also their daily is just brutal there. LUV, they are down 2.2, but again, they're kind of stuck within this consolidation. I don't see anything great happening right now. Volume is very light. I don't think these guys are in play.
They did well. They came out this morning and they warned on current quarter profitability because of Delta variant. They're saying in the near term, next 3 to 4 weeks, let's say, the demand for short-term booking. So if you're looking to book something in the next few weeks, that's fallen off a cliff with Delta. And also not Delta, the airline, Delta variant COVID, that and higher rate of cancellations than they've been having in short term. So that they're concerned that's going to hit their profitability.
Yeah, I'm sure as we see the conversations pick up about that's a whole different story and topic. But yeah, we'll be on the lookout for these airlines because that's starting to spike up on as far as the fear factor on people here. All right, so guys, I think we have a pretty decent list so far. UPST, FUBO, Coin, X, and Space. Norm, anything you like this morning?
Not really.
Yep, I agree with that. There's not a whole lot there. Let's start with you guys. Let's start with
swimming pool.
Yes, or fishing or anything in that area. Let's start with CCL this morning. All right, what do we got here? CCL, the 400,000 shares traded daily looks interesting for a possible breakout. I don't know if they're really got a whole lot of volume for what we know CCL can do. Maybe a possible, but I think some possibles in here might look slightly better this morning. So yeah, a little choppy this morning, Jason. I agree. It's been trying to break out of this level, right? A little bit lower here for some time. So we're back at it again. If it can break out here, if we can get some volume, maybe. But right now, I think we can keep it on the sideline. So we'll look out for this one in our scanners. FUCL this morning already very active, up 1.6 as far as volume, 1.6 million shares traded. The float on this one, what was it? FUCL, was it low float? Yes, 15. Actually, this could be the low flow of the day. I'm gonna bring this up over here. FUCL, good volume right now. It looks like it's ready to go for
Why
a
are there so
second
many
day.
tickers that start with FU on our list these days?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. But yes, that one is on the list for sure. Good volume this morning and breaking out nicely. But yeah, Norman, that has increased quite a bit. We've been doing this for quite some time, and we haven't seen many FUs in our show here as far as tickers.
Yeah, they come up constantly now.
Yeah, DTIM. We apologize for anyone watching with their kids. If they're younger, they'll start asking you, Daddy, Mommy, what's this? Apologize in advance. GTIM this morning, they are gapping up 20-30% right now, but again, pre-market action is just a little bit choppy. 3 million shares traded at the moment. I just don't like this action for the volume we're trading. It's just not looking good, guys. GTIM, what's the float on this? We're looking at 9.7. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, guys. Again, we should be getting better movement with 3 million shares traded. We're not. We're up 30%. That's nice, but it's just not trading well pre-market. Maybe that can change, but my concern is that it's not a FUCL here. It is not even
FULC, just to clarify.
Yes, FULC. Yes, it is definitely not this. This is looking rather nice this morning. So I'm going to keep it off the list right now, and we can always come back to it if it gets a little bit better. Heading down, AMD. Let's not skip that one. AMD this morning. Yeah, I think AMD could be one to watch. Again, they're getting a little bit of a bounce here. They actually traded very well yesterday. You guys, Jared, I'm not sure if Brian jumped in, but Andrew got a nice reversal for this one. So yeah, AMD could be one to watch. I think they're going to be in play and very active for days to come or weeks to come. BA this morning, they are not up a whole lot. Very choppy right now. I see what you're looking at daily for. Let's get rid of these levels. A possible breakout here that could be interesting, but for the most part, I don't think it's in play right now. Volume is a little bit lighter than I would like on BA. AMD is good. That is right. Mogo, yes, Jai was talking about Mogo yesterday. This is definitely in play. I mean, not yesterday, this morning, earlier in a couple of minutes ago. Mogo is definitely in play this morning, guys. Great volume, 2.2 million. We'll add that on here. Don't worry, we'll fine tune this list. A lot we can take off here. GTIM, we looked at, guys. I don't think it looks, again, you're throwing some volume around there. You're popping up. I don't think it's looking all that great. ZEV this morning. This thing yesterday.
It looks like garbage, dude.
Yeah.
The choppiness in that is just obscene.
Yeah. Yesterday you had some good action here, a couple of breakouts, but again, I watched it. It didn't look all that great. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna add it to my list. So I'm gonna keep this one off. I think there's better stuff that we could look at. We'll do a few more. They're running out of time, guys. So we'll pick up a few from YouTube, and then we'll go to our community events. NEU, no, I don't like the way this is popping up here. 3%, very light on volume. Had a great day yesterday. Yes, 108 to 118. But again, even that day was with very light volume. So not typically.
I think you're better off if you're going to trade these. Yeah. X is your bet. I mean, they're both steel, so you're better off. Yeah, you're better off with X, I think.
Yeah, makes sense. X is going to trade a little bit better and have more volume. Last one, FUBO, because I think I saw this earlier from a couple of people. Yeah, had a big day after hours. It must be earnings here on FUBO.
Yeah, we already looked at this one.
It's on our list. It's on there. Yeah, looks good. That's good to go. All right, guys, let me look over on YouTube. Let's see if this ain't that we have not looked at. AHPI, we do have a ZME. Let's take a look there.
Look at that too.
No, we did look at this. It's no good. Pins was Pins. Pins I know was active. Like no volume. No. Fuel cell, I think we looked at. It was okay. Yep. Mogo, we have fuel cell. We looked at. Guys, we're looking good. Everything you're throwing out here, we have looked at already. APPH, we do have here as well as a possible. So over on YouTube, thank you so much. I think we looked at everything.
They threw out Inlock. Inlock, they had news of an acquisition, but their volume, especially on the 1 minute, is so light. I would steer clear of that personally.
Yeah, I would do that. Plug, we looked at, guys. It doesn't look great this morning. DKNG, DKNG. Let's take a look at this. What do we have here? DKNG. Oh, how come it's not linking? Oh, there it is. No, I don't think it's really in play right now, guys. It's just choppy. Even the daily's choppy the last couple of days.
Volume.
So, yeah, I think we got a pretty decent list, guys. Not a blockbuster list, as we know. You know, the summer months, summer days could be a little bit crazy with that, especially as Norm mentioned, as we are leaving, as earnings are tapering off here. So let's go to our announcements. We'll come back and fine tune this list.
All right, guys. So fundamentals of web risk controls last night at 8. That should be posted. Then tonight, next Tuesday, 8 p.m. You've got Kyle talking about using Bookmap to assist in your trading. Tonight, 8 p.m. You've got Town Hall with Dr. Katz. He's going to be moderating a discussion between two traders in the community. Those two traders happen to be Thor and Jared. So about their trading journey. So should be really interesting. Tune in for that one this evening if you can. Next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. will be Mike talking about the importance of discipline in trading. All our super chat revenue from July is going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Matched dollar for dollar by Andrew. So a little bit over $500 going there, 520-ish. And then this month is going to autism research. So any super chat revenue we get will be matched by Andrew and going to autism research in honor of Thor. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day with entries and exits, of course, and then post any commentary you can to describe the trade. Post it on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family. Day trading and stock market will announce the winner for each day in the afternoon on Twitter and in the room. And then all those trades of the week are eligible for, trades of the day are eligible for trade of the week, which is voted on by the team over the weekend and announced on Monday. If you are watching on YouTube and you haven't been in the chat, you'd like to give it a try, use the promo code PREMARKET24. It'll get you a discount off the intro membership, which is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room. It does not turn into another kind of membership. It just expires after that. You actively have to go choose to be either a monthly, annual member, something like that. Speaking of annual, if you'd like to become an annual member, use the promo code SUMMER40. You'll get 40% off our annual elite membership, which gives you access to all of the content we have available at Bearable Traders.
All right, excellent, guys. Let's get to it. Let's go ahead and fine tune this list here. Starting with UPST. This is looking very nice right now. Definitely has some good action to it this morning. In play, up 23% and climbing with some good volume. So UPST definitely going to stay there. FUBO this morning. Earnings last night. Yes, looking good pre-market right now. I like the volume we're getting. 1.2 million shares traded, and they're up 15%. So that's looking pretty good there on FUBO. We'll definitely keep that one. Coin. You know what? Coin is in play, guys. It really is. It might be a puzzle for me because of the way it trades. I'm not a great trader of this ticker. So we'll see. We'll keep it on here, though. We'll do levels for it. It might just be one that I drop down as we get closer to that 9:30 time frame. X is decent. We'll keep that on there. Space is definitely in play. Love this drop we're getting here. Down 4.1, 1 million shares traded. Good pre-market action, very clean. And what I mean is, look at this, the way this is trading. It looks like the market is almost open with volume, right? So when we're looking for pre-market action, we want to see this type of activity with volume. In a very nice daily level we're sitting on here as well, so that's nice. We're trying to hold on to that. AMD is starting to take off nicely here now, up 1.3. Good volume as well, 670,000 already, and you gotta love this daily, guys. Look at this, couple of red days on here, trying to hold on to 106 and get back to some of these higher levels here. Let's see if we can do that. AMD is good. Mogo also very active this morning. How many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 902. I think we can do levels for all of these here. And then I'll probably drop coin as a main possible this morning. Let's take a look at WW. I like the drop here. It can stay here as a possible. Down 24%, not great volume. Keep in mind, they can be very choppy, guys. So if you find yourself getting stopped out 3 or 4 times on this one, you know, just give it a break for a little bit. Let us settle down or find something else better to trade. They can be very choppy, even when they are in play and getting good volume. BCRX, they are down. They're up 5.9. Let's just, you know what? I'm not sure about this one, guys. I think it can be very choppy. We'll keep it here for now. Riot, I don't really think Riot is in play. I'm going to get rid of that one for now. OCGN as a possible. It's got some potential. CHPT as well, like the daily. And APPH is a good one as well. Nice drop here. But again, we barely have any shares for sure, at least with my broker. Look at that. See, we had 25,000 earlier. Now we're down to 15,000. So that number could be gone by the time you hit that button. So again, I don't think we'll have shorts by the time the market opens and we're ready to trade that one. We'll keep it on here. But again, the possibles list not that strong this morning, as you can see. All right, let's go through some levels. UPST, are we sitting on? I don't know. We're not all-time highs here. We definitely have higher levels. And actually, the price action right now, sitting right on here, guys. That is going to be at 167. Slightly above. They see that great level there of resistance on the daily. Then you have this level here and this level here as well. So we can mark those on there. Let's go over to the top of this one, 191.32. There we go. And then another one right on here around 181.74. So pretty good levels on there. So far towards the bottom, we're going to go ahead and mark down the low of the pre-market, which is sitting right at 158.39. Good level there. Also supported by some of the days over on the left here between this May-June timeframe, right? Got a couple of levels there that are looking pretty good this morning. Now towards the bottom of that in here, it gets a little bit choppy. We'll do the best to find a level that has a lot of touches on the price target here. It looks like you might, yeah, it's not great, but you have two, right? You have this one here, this 150.35, a couple of days opening and closing right on there. I think that's the best level you can find. There's another one down here roughly around 145, but the 150 level is much cleaner. Got a couple of days opening right around there. So I think that's a lot cleaner, a lot easier to find. If the level is very hard to find, then that's not a good thing, because that means everybody else can miss it. And you want people, you need other traders to look at these levels. If you're the only one looking at a level, it's not going to mean anything at all, right? It's very important that it's a level that's very clear that you can see right away. So 150 looks a lot better. We'll keep an eye on that one. And then below this, you do have the highs and lows from the last two trading this all the way down there. But again, we're capping up 22.5 this morning. Setting a new pre-market high right now at 168. We can mark this as well to see if we do start heading back up there once we go through this pullback that we're getting here. Here's FUBO, guys. Let's get rid of some of the levels that we have so we could clean up this chart a little bit. Over to the bottom, guys, highs and lows from the last two trading days. Nice, beautiful gap up this morning of 14%. Low of the pre-market, 31.55. We'll slam a level there. That is looking nice too. Look at the areas that you're having as support and resistance. You got some resistance there, some support happening here as well. So not a coincidence that 31.55 is your pre-market low there. Slightly above that, the pre-market high sitting at 33.50. So we'll slam a level there now. We're kind of in between those two at the moment. And then above that, we do have a level here at 35.09. So we'll put a level there as well off the daily. Very clean rejection happening there. So you got a couple of levels surrounding the price action. This drop is very big. I think 31 from 31.55 all the way down to almost 29. Let's see if we can find something. Yeah, actually, this one right here, nice level in between here. Got a couple of wicks hitting. It might as well be 30. I got 29.98, but it's probably the whole dollar 30 there. You can see there's a couple of days opening and closing on there. A couple of wicks hitting that as well. You definitely want to have that there in case we do decide to drop. Looking very nice this morning, guys. Love the volume, 1.4 and climbing. And just look at the activity after 8 a.m. especially, how nicer these candles are looking, how well it is trading. It looks like it's finding support here on the moving averages in the VWAP there, trying to get back up to this pre-market high at the moment. So looking very good. Definitely like FUBO quite a bit here. And they have a catalyst, right? They had earnings this morning, pre-market right here, on based on, oh, that's not FUBO. No, excuse me, that's Mogo. Mogo had pre-market earnings. FUBO had earnings last night. post market earnings there. All right, here is coin this morning. Let's do some levels for this one. Again, I might drop this one as a secondary. We'll see. Low of the pre-market 273.65. You have tons of resistance at your pre-market high right here, guys. Again, a lot of resistance happening there. You're struggling with that. Also in the pre-market, trying to get above that 282.85 is your pre-market high. You have your highs from the last 2 days slamming on there as well. If you go over to the left, you got some days also using this as support and resistance. So obviously this 282 area for this stock is very, very important level. You can see it's a lot of play around that. Towards the top, guys, we're going to have a level here at 293, and then a very clean level here, guys. Very clean and clear. That's going to be 304.61 there. So that looks good. I think you're pretty much set here towards the bottom. More highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Previous day close, I think got you covered there, so you're pretty much set on coin. Here is X this morning, hatches, and an incredible day yesterday, an incredible day the day before. This thing is just on fire, guys. Really doing very nice. Yesterday traded amazing. It didn't give you a pullback. It just took off, right? It just took off and really never pulled back to give you a possible entry there. 28.50, low of the pre-market towards the top, the high of the pre-market over at 29. But we do have the highs from yesterday right on there. This is going to be around 29.80.96. So I'm going to keep this instead. I think this is a much better level than the high of the pre-market right now. So I think I'll keep that there. And if this thing does decide to come up and make a new high, we can always mark that there. But we'll keep that one on there. And then slightly above that, we do have 29.25. And then another high over here at 29.92. Then towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, previous day close line as well. I would like to get something in between here. It's a nice big gap there, right, between the lows and the highs of the last 2 trading days. So let's move over to the left and see what we find. Oh, we definitely got one right on here. 27.78, great area. You got a lot of stuff happening there on this day here. This day here, resistance on both. Look at the rejection on this date though, right? This thing opens up, slams over just 27.78 and says, see ya. I'm slamming down all the way down here. So you can see that there. And then also here, you got a couple of days also using that as rejection again. So that 27.78 can now become support. Nathan, thank you so much for the $5 bomb, and appreciate you very, very much as we continue to support autism, the charity that we're going to pick for this month. So thank you for that so much. Highly appreciate you that. And again, Andrew's matching any super chat donations as well, dollar for dollar. So thank you for helping a good cause there. Next, we have Space this morning. They are down 4%. I do like this drop here. I'm going to put low of the pre-market over at 29.60. So we'll slam a level there. And again, this level here, guys, is daily. Just trying to hold on to this area of great support. I mean, we sat around here, what, almost a month. You know, started around the 15th, ended around the 6th. So almost a month there, just slamming up against that support. Broke out the last couple of days, and we're slamming back into it again on not some great news. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Over here, 28.54 is the lowest point I have of this consolidation, right? A lot of days were able to dip lower, then they came right back up above that 29.60. But we do have 28.54 on here as well. So we'll put that on there. High of the pre-market right now, slightly below the lows from yesterday at 30.83. Towards the top, guys, there's so many levels on here. You don't want to add anything else. Even the high of the pre-market, I don't think it's as important as some of the daily levels you have here. Previous day close, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. So you can even take this off if you like. If you don't want to have, there you go, a little bit cleaner action there. So you're pretty much set towards the top. Let's find another level towards the bottom of this 28.54, just in case things go south very quickly here for Space. We are going to look at this level here, 26.66. Great area there of resistance, support. That looks good. If you want to get fancy, you can even go lower and mark this level here, 24.73 and so forth, right? You can get pretty crazy with that. But let's just keep those two there. And we are set on Space. AMD, guys, great bounce we're getting here of 106, low of the pre-market 105.95. So we'll slam a level there. But again, this area here has been a great area of support for AMD. We did go below that yesterday, but recovered nicely right above that. Last couple of days, some red days in here, right? So we kind of, and that's expected, guys. I mean, look at the run we had, right? From the 19, we just have 2 red days here. Everything else has been green with increase in volume, breaking all-time highs and going all the way up to like, what, 120, 122.50ish or something. So again, it's expected to get some kind of pullback. The key now, the question is, does it have the strength to head back up here towards the 112, 116, 120? We don't expect that to happen in one day, but it's definitely trying this morning to get going. Highs of the pre-market over at 108.10 will slam a level there. And I think towards the top, guys, based on the last couple of days, you have tons of levels here. You do not need to add any more towards the top. Towards the bottom, we have this 104 low from yesterday. And if we were to lose that, another level that can potentially become support now is this 101.58. So we'll slam a level there as well. Here's Mogo. Mogo this morning, very active with pre-market earnings this morning. 750.46 is the high of the pre-market, 746. The low of the pre-market is pretty much stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, right in here around 605. So we can slam a level there, but for the most part, you got tons of levels down here as far as support. In the pre-market right now, you're clearly seeing some kind of support level here at 668. I'm going to slam a level there, but you can tell here you have resistance here, then you have the breakout, then you have more support happening here. It's not trying to lose this 668. So let's see if we can hold on to that, battling on that level right now. Is that a daily level? It should be, and it is. Yeah, right on here. Is it clearly the daily likes this 668 level. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Nope, sorry, a little bit lower, right on here. Clearly the daily likes this level, right? You can see the areas of support happening on there as well. Very, very clean. So that 668, definitely a level you want to have on there. And then your pre-market high, which is the one I was looking at earlier in error, is also a daily level that your pre-market likes. As you can see here, 746, excuse me, also has a lot of touches on the daily as well. Now towards the top, in case we were to break out another nice level on here, guys, 781, and then all the way up here, obviously 884. We know this thing can get the power to get going. Normally they don't trade a whole lot of volume, guys. Look down here, very light volume. Today they already have more than what they usually trade at, 2.4. So again, that can hopefully create a better intraday action for us this morning. All right, 9:15, guys, over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, we have only 208 likes and we have 686 souls watching. So if we can just pump that up a little bit, I would highly appreciate it. Norm will highly appreciate it. Jaru will highly appreciate it. Brian, Andrew, and the rest of the cast here will highly appreciate if you can do that for us. 222, very nice. Now we're climbing. Can we continue doing some ABCD patterns of bull flex? 256, very nice. All right, let's see if we can get to 300 and start parceling out there. 270, okay, we're moving. Yes, we are moving. Love it. While that is happening, let's go ahead and take a look at our watch list this morning, see what our moderators are watching. I'm going to bring this over. Here we go. Disable video, resize this. Very nice. All right, 311, very good. Excellent, we're moving. We are cranking there like a low float. Love it. 315, okay. Very nice, thank you guys, appreciate that very much. 322, we are definitely moving in the right direction there. All right, moderators lineup this morning. Let's go up here. We have Tiffany. She is watching Space, FUBO, AMD. Eamon not liking much today, but he's going to keep an eye on Apple, and he's going to keep an eye on AMD as well. It made it in the pre-market. Okay, so they have good pre-market action. Dima is looking at FUBO, X, FUCL, Apple. Peter's got some IPOs are coming out for today. Here's some SPACs as well. Oh, no, excuse me. No IPOs coming out for today. Just a couple of SPACs coming out this morning, so that's good. Brian is looking at Wayfair, APPH, FUCL, FUBO, Space are on his list. Peter's looking at AMD, WWX, FUBO, Mogo, and Apple. Mike is looking at NVIDIA and Tesla. And Mike, hopefully you're feeling much better, man. We had a great webinar. He had a great webinar last night. Hopefully he wasn't feeling well the last couple of days, but he's back on track this morning. So good to see that. All right, 337 on the likes. Thank you so much, guys. That is very helpful, and we appreciate you very much for doing that. All right, guys, we're all set. Brian and Andrew are going to come up next to trade live. Quick recap on what we have here. As more moderators start hitting putting their watch list up here, we have UPST, guys, beautiful pop this morning. This is a strong gap up today, 22%, some good volume. We have FUBO with an amazing pre-market action right now. This looks very good, very clean. We have Coin as well. Again, I'm not a big fan of Coin, but today they are definitely in play. Again, I think this one will be my main possible, right? Because I have way too many on this list. I'm going to move Coin down. I think it's in play for sure. Again, just be careful with the number of share size this thing can move. $2 candles, $2.50 with no problem. Here is X this morning. X is again an incredible run for X the last couple of. Did I just remove my levels on X by mistake? Is there control? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not sure if they're a control Z, but you know what I'll do? I'll go back on the YouTube feed and do my levels later for X. But looks good here, guys. Very active right now. 338,000 shares traded, so that looks good. Here is Space. Space, nice drop today after, again, the last 3 days, interesting. Going up north here, getting a nice rejection this morning, gapping down, trying to hold on to the support level. I do like that this morning on them. AMD breaking the high of the pre-market right now, guys. Great volume. AMD is definitely in play. That is looking very nice. It's been good to us the last couple of days as well. The intraday action in AMD has been incredible. Mogo continues to struggle with this 686 level, right? Volume is dying down quite a bit, so I don't like that. They still have 2.4 million shares traded, so hopefully that can pick up by the 9:30 time frame. We can have some fun with that. Jared's coming in with his list: AMD, PDC, and he's also looking at FUBO and PLTR this morning on his list. So, and Mogo as well. Mogo as far as earnings. All right, excellent, guys. That is what we have. 362. So we're definitely doing very well on the likes over on YouTube. Thank you so much. Highly appreciate that. It helps us a whole lot, guys, when you hit that little thumbs up button there. So thank you for that. For those that got us going here, a nice little parabolic move, and hopefully it is not halted and we continue to move higher. Oh, hopefully it is halted and then we gap up. That'd be nice too. All right, so we're just waiting for Andrew and Brian to join in. They have their list set up as well, and it should be a good day here, guys. The list looks better than yesterday, I gotta say. And yesterday was a tough day, so if you had a difficult time yesterday, as I mentioned earlier, it was not only you, it was definitely not an easy trading day. So keep that in mind as some of the earnings starts kind of slowing down a little bit. The volume starts slowing down as well. We are in summer months here, so in August is typically not the best trading month for a lot of people. So do things to adjust to the market conditions. That could be reduce your share size, maybe take less trades, maybe don't trade as long, right? Because the volume dies down a little bit earlier after a certain amount of time. So definitely keep that in mind there. MRNA took my lunch money yesterday after I started out green. Oh, that is, sorry to hear that. Neckbeer is one of our members on our community. Yeah, MRNA is tough, man. It is a very difficult stock to trade. I mean, their daily is amazing. They're easy to swing trade with very low shares. You got to be careful with that one. I don't like the way it trades for the most part, but again, just got to be careful. Got to be careful with this one. You know what it is? Sometimes the pullbacks, right? The pullbacks, although you might be correct in your analysis and direction, the pullback can get you out of the game on this, because the pullback, if you're not used to trading with a pullback of $2, $2.50, it can kind of throw you off a little bit. So this stock will do that, right? So that's the issue with that one. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good. How are you doing, Carlos?
Doing very good, brother. Very good.
All right.
Guys, I am going to hop off and leave you with Brian. Andrew should be on shortly. And let's have an amazing trading day, guys. I'll see you in the chat.
Yeah, Plug is looking interesting as well. I'm sure saw Dima had FCL on her list as well. I'm sure that one's doing well. It's anything related to infrastructure. This infrastructure bill that looks like it passed, I guess. Some money for roads and bridges, but also lots of money in there for alternative energy stuff. And broadband too. So building out the network. Yeah, it's going to the House. But yeah, nice to see a bipartisan bill passed. So yeah, so we had a big gap, I guess a big pop after the CPR number came out. It's pretty much in line with what was expected. See coins moving up. I'm gonna watch coin possible options trade. I'm look to sell some calls once it peaks.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Andrew.
How are you, Brian?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Very good. I'm doing well. I'm really exhausted and tired, even though I'm sleeping really well, but exhausted. I think I'm abusing my body, really. So UPST is interesting, popping up. So AMD, Jared has AMD. FULC is really interesting, popping up. Is it all-time high? Is it, huh? Hey,
Yeah, I
it is all-time
scalped
high.
it already. It's just I've scalped it, but I'm kind of I think in the last 10 minutes you have to be careful with these, the ones that have been strong. I find the last 10 minutes to the open, they tend to sell off.
Weight Watcher is garbage. No, what is the WW? Is it Weight Watcher or?
Yeah,
No.
Weight Watcher. Yeah, they reported bad numbers.
People don't watch their weight.
I guess not.
All right, so APPH.
I think it looks pretty good for a short, though. What I'm
FUBO is
thinking.
interesting. Space is gapping down, has some decent volume. Stock that are gapping down is a little bit tough to trade. FCL, FCL back to $6. I can't believe that this stock was at $30.
Yeah, a lot of these alternative energy stocks really got beaten up in May and June.
Yeah, they definitely buy the news, sell the rumor.
Yeah, well, they were strong for quite a while, but
they
then
were
when
strong
interest rates started going up, those were the ones that really got hit.
So I think I'm gonna watch FU1s, FULC, FUBO, Space, WW, UPST, and AMD, just because Peter.
Mm-hmm.
No, FULC and FUBO. FUBO is interesting.
FUBO. I see riots kind of popping up here too. What's Bitcoin doing?
Bitcoin is at 46,000, creeping up as you say. All right, so SPY is hitting new high and bid. What's happening?
Yeah,
The market is making all-time high. CPI and inflation. Welcome, Koeden. I hope that you enjoy your time. What's AMC doing? AMC is being a garbage these days. But nothing was happening with this AMC earning, huh? There wasn't really.
no. Well, AMC had earnings earlier this week. See, Plug's
YouTube,
popping.
Good morning, YouTube guys.
Yeah, so it looks like Plug might be interesting.
Plug, I'll take a look at the plug too. Good morning, guys. Yeah. Thank you so much on YouTube. Thanks for all of the contribution, guys. This month, whatever the community donates, we're gonna give it to suicide prevention. I think it would be nice if you can get to 5,000. Then I pay 5,000. Then we donate $10,000, which is a very nice, reasonable number. I really think that if each of you in the chat room right now donates like $2-3, we're gonna get to the $5,000 easily, and I pay $5,000. It would be $10,000. So if we can do $10,000 a month to a charity, that would be really nice. What's that, Jared? Taking a screenshot of me. Double bottom. How can I donate? Yeah, 100K is better. 50K a month for me. Okay. You know what we should do, Norman, Carlos? We should have also a link directly. I know that people can pay in the super chat on YouTube, but also we should put something directly in the chat room. Maybe we design a page that anyone who wants to go there. I think if every month each of you pay $5, that would be amazing. You know, that could be a very reasonable, nice number that you can proudly donate. But that would be really nice. I mean, $5 is just a Starbucks coffee.
Huh.
Oh, thanks, Ivan. Appreciate that.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. And also, guys, we appreciate the like and subscribe to our channel just because we want to grow the channel organically. And hopefully we can get to 100,000 subscribers. That then we get the verification by YouTube. We really appreciate that because that's their minimum. All right. So for me, my watch list is I really like FUBO TV for opening range breakup. 3320 is high of the pre-market potential. We can do that. FULC is also really nice if you can get a pullback for opening range breakup. We don't have shares for short on FULC, but FUBO we do. Be careful shorting the strongest stocks. You can short them, but be careful that you don't get ripped up if there is a huge squeeze. Risk management. One of my biggest loss was early in my career was shorting a very strong stock, Yelp, and I just kept shorting it, and it just kept going up, and it never really gave me a pullback. So be careful on that type of thing. So Kyle, that's good. For every dollar that you're spending also $1 of me. So keep in mind when you're donating. Perfect. How are you, Mark? Mark A. It's been a while. We haven't chatted together. Gary B is here. Good. So 30 seconds to the open, guys. Keep it green. I'll wait for at least a minute to dust settle and see what we can get. Opening range breakup or breakdown. Everyone should be able to see my screen. You have to just switch the channel from Carlos to me up top right. YouTube people, guys, remember what you see is what you see, guys. Oh, delayed 10-15 seconds, so you can hear us. We go long, but so be careful on that. AMC is doing some stuff. Okay, market is open.
FULC is open, is popping here.
Look at the time and sells on FULC. I love it.
I know,
look
it's crazy.
Love that time and sells. Look at the order flow. Space. I think FULC is the one to go. It's a little bit extended for long, but we'll see. FUBO. That is, look at the order flow. I love that order flow on FULC.
Just
is exploding. It's going to go to 25, I think. I'm not going to chase it because it's against my rule, but I think it's going to go to 25 now. I'm waiting for at least a minute. That's the rule of my trading. Block. It's kind of weak.
Yeah, well, plug's dropping. Wow.
UPST is strong. Really nice 1 minute opening range breakup. FULC hasn't set up for 1 minute. I'm getting a long on FULC. Small size at 24.37. It's a little bit extended, so that's why I'm going a small. I'll just do.
I'm long FULC as well.
Yeah, it's kind of extended from the VWAP. I have only 2,000 shares. Let's see if we can get a better entry. Come on. Go to 25. I have only 2,000 shares. Sold some here at 45. Yeah, I just didn't have the courage to take a bigger size because it's a little bit extended. Sold some here.
Yeah, just selling some there, 77.
So I'm selling some here, 24 to 87. I'm getting out completely out of it. I made like $500 on it, but I think it's going to
There
go
you
up
go.
there. It's just, I just didn't have
selling
the
some
courage
more.
to.
Yeah, no, it's already really extended. I agree. Jeez,
It's going to go up. Yeah, but I'll just say, it's better to be safe than sorry. But
I
it's
don't want to
good.
be
I think
sorry.
I think this is going to be staying really active. So let's get a pullback on it. Because I was afraid that maybe we get a flush on it. It was already extended like $1 from VWAP. So risk management is really, really important. FUBO is selling off. That's interesting. What else do we have in our watch list? WW, huh?
Yeah, WW is not really doing anything.
No. AMD is interesting. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD is
Riot
pulling back
starting
a
to
little
break
bit.
out here.
See what AMD is up to. Qs are selling off. So
Yeah, I'm all out of FULC.
space is really weak. Space is really
Yeah,
weak. Huh? Interesting.
Yeah, Plug's gone down to yesterday's close. Might bounce here.
Plug or
Yeah,
I'm watching AMD for a long. Damn it! Popped up.
I just got some Riot. It's going through 30. It's going through 40, I should say. There we go. Filled.
Qs are popping. I'm going to take a long on AMD 108.49.
Here you go. It's filling more here on Riot.
I'm getting a long on AMD. Let's see if you can break the 5 minute open range breakout. We're almost getting there. 108.85. Might add more for the breakout. Let's see if you can get the breakout.
So here we go. Selling some more Riot here at 40.27, 40.24. Filled.
I'm adding some on AMD. Brian is trading Riot. Never liked Riot.
So here we go through 40.50. Right, it's been really good to me the last couple of trading days.
Yeah,
Come
very
on.
nice. AMD long. Yeah, there you go. Let's see if you can get to 109.20. I'm long. Let's see. A big ask at 109. AMD. I love you, Peter. For AMD.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, it just got filled there at 40.50.
Let's see if AMD can pop. It's a little bit heavy up there, but it is AMD. So
SPY's selling off.
SPY's selling off. Apple is hitting the new high bid ask is Canada. Apple should be strong. Yeah.
FUBO is dropping.
Yeah, FUBO really.
Yeah, didn't really do much.
No. AMD don't. Yeah. To be honest with you, I didn't make much of the money on AMD. I don't know why I was just.
Just shorted some FUBO, or just shorted a bit of FUBO. 32.05.
I'm getting out of AMD. FULC is selling off. Yeah, I'm getting out of AMD. It was just didn't have enough power but because the market is selling off somehow. IWM is really weak.
Just covering some FUBO 3190 just because it's probably, I'm kind of chasing it here.
On shorting FUBO?
Yeah.
AMD.
Plug has gone red. Glad I got out of Riot. That's dropping. Okay, covering some more FUBO here. 3177.
Very nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, what happened to I'm not shorting your strongest stock?
Well, it's not strong. It's it gapped up.
Yeah.
Well, it is really weak. Yeah, it is. It's a good. it's exactly. I just don't want to sort a strong stock, but FUBO. I mean, it's been weeks since the open, so.
Qs are selling off. AMD selling off. Yeah, kind of Qs are selling off. AMD turned out to be an engulfing.
I'm still sticking with FUBO here, even though on that little pop. I was hoping it would get back up to the 9 moving average so I could add some more back, but it didn't get there.
FUBO is shortable, huh? Oh, yeah, we have tons of shares for short. Yeah, AMD turned out to be. I made only $200 on AMD. I can't. Just got excited for no reason.
Yeah, just covered some more there at 66, 31.66.
That was a really nice short.
Yeah, sort of a lead balloon trade. 31 is the next. It's sitting at it's right at S1 right now on a pivot level. So here we go. Just covered some more there. I'm pretty much out of it. 10% left.
Space. FULC. I love FULC volume and price action, but it just turned out to be such a miss that
the problem I see with FULC is this is kind of like the second day that it's been active.
Yeah.
The first day is usually more predictable. Riot's coming back up again.
Not a great day for me. I mean, I had a good size on AMD. I just didn't sell properly, and garbage didn't hit the 109. I'm up $700 for the day. I actually didn't make any money from $251 on AMD, $456 on FULC.
Okay, I'm out of FUBO. Let's see if it does come up to this 9 moving average, 32.30-ish, 32.33. If it can make it up there, I'll reshort it.
On FUBO?
Yes, FUBO.
On AMD, was it the R4? Yeah, I don't know. It's it could be a good short. Let's take a look at it, see what's the price action. I don't like it, to be honest, for short.
Okay, I added my short back here on FUBO 32.33, and then I'll stop out if it starts going above the VWAP here.
Apple is popping. Maybe Qs want to go back up because Apple is coming back up.
Yeah, just smaller size this time, guys.
Space is really weak. Space was a nice trade. Nate, your UPST is going to rip you higher. You're happy.
Yeah, it turned out to be a good earnings, good through earnings, that's for sure. I'm out of FUBO here, so I gave some back. Looks like I still think it might reject from here.
Which one, the FUBO? Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's going to reject from here.
Yeah, it's possible.
Hard to say. It might just be might just turn into a chop fest. Jesus, Plug was the short of the day here. Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, how do you know? I mean, how do you know a stock that was gapping up like that? It's just 2%.
Yeah, but Plug's doing the Plug thing, right? What's PLTR doing? We haven't traded PLTR for a while.
Banks are very strong. JP Morgan Chase. Let's see what JP
Well,
is doing.
PLTR. There you go. PLTR is doing the PLTR thing. Space was short too. You know, I looked at space. I just find space is because it's pretty heavily shorted. It's really can be a challenge.
Yeah, nothing for me, guys. Nothing for me. Looking at potential opportunity. What about the garbage ones? CWR garbage, CWBR. FULC is there, UPS is there. Yeah, FULC somehow messed up. The pattern, there is no pattern for me on FULC. It's the strongest stock below VWAP. I don't know. Nate, we don't tell people what to do here in this chat room. Don't stop saying, hey, get long, get long. Everyone has the trade based on what their risk management and criteria is. Yeah, you can mention the opportunity, but stop telling people getting. That's not what we do in this community. So FULC.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just it's shocking how plug sold off there. Riot
AMC is
popping
going back
here.
up green.
Here you go. FULC is really starting to sell off here now.
Sell off, yeah. I don't see any. Well, we don't have shares for short. I don't see any.
No.
I don't see any strength in it. AMC is coming back up, creeping up, but again, I don't see any pattern right now on it. Space was a really nice opening range breakdown. AMD, yeah, I got a big size on AMD. I didn't take profit on it. Oh, AMC is getting interesting. Yeah, AMC is getting interesting, but I hate all of his moving averages and stuff. It broke the high of the day. Let's see what we get. Yeah, this is definitely in a squeeze on AMC.
Yeah. That's funny. AMC, it's really hard to trade. Does V reversals.
Yeah, it's
just
totally universal.
So many retail traders just trading momentum. So space is trying to bounce here. Was there some news on space?
I don't know. Was it? Don't ask me. I just woke up.
Yeah. Okay. You had to walk over. Where's your assistant this morning? Giving you coffee.
She's out there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need an assistant.
Yeah. Ask family. AMD is.
Oh,
AMD.
Man. Plug is
AMD
just.
The VWAP.
I
want to short AMD.
Serious.
I wanted to short AMD, but I'm so afraid of this stock, man.
It's such.
Yeah.
I have terrible.
Queues are setting up.
I have terrible Romo on plug. Oh my God! I looked at it selling there. I thought
I'm taking a short on AMD.
Painful.
Small size. Let's get a pullback. I'm taking a short on AMD just because I'm so bored. At 105.50. Let's see if we can get to 105. Adding a little more here. The Qs are going to go red.
No positions for me right now.
Adding a little bit more on AMD. Let's see if we get to 107. It's kind of a bored trade.
Yeah, I don't know.
AMD. I need a little bit more on my short here at 104.64. I'm going to give it some room to 107.88. IWM is popping up. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's definitely, this one is not a great trade, that's for sure. FUBO is coming back up. I'm taking a long on FUBO at 32.90. Let's see if you can squeeze up to half a day.
Yeah, FUBO's base. Yeah, coming up there.
FUBO. At
Just I'm long.
holding.
Yeah, I'm long
Definitely
FUBO
not.
as well for this breakthrough 33.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at it. See what AMD is doing. FUBO.
Here we go. Here we go. So hitting 33. Come on.
That would be nice if you can go through 33. Come on, FUBO, you can do it.
So I had a lot of resistance here at 33. Yeah.
Adding a little bit more here, down here. See if you can get to 333. AMD, I'm still short. Let's see what we can get from AMD. I need some coffee. Again. Coffee. Coffee.
Megan, coffee for me too, please. We're trading FUBO right now.
FUBO, yeah. So we're going to go up. Yeah. I think it's going to break that. Come on.
Yeah. X has gone up, back up to rejected from yesterday's high.
What's AMD doing? AMD bounced back. Bastard.
It did an AMD thing. Come on, FUBO.
AMD did the AMD thing.
I don't like to see it hesitating here.
8. I stay short on AMD below VWAP. If it gets the VWAP, I'm getting out of it. It probably is going to do that. Come on, FUBO. FULC. Oh yeah, FULC is squeezing up too.
Yeah.
Look at it. Why am I stuck in these two garbage trades? Yeah, FULC might go up. Yeah, you're right. That's a really good one.
Yeah. I wouldn't trust FULC.
The volume is really getting nice on it. It's getting much better than FUBC.
Yeah.
Volume.
Yeah, volume is starting to come in on it, but I'm just reluctant to chase a second day pop there.
I'm getting a stop down on AMD. I got to stop that on AMD, guys. I got to stop that on AMD. I bought 28. That was a bad loss. See, when you're trading something that FUB is going, FULC, come on, FUB. FUBO, FULC. I think it's going to go up. FUBO is going to go up.
I think so. It's getting me a little bit nervous about it's not getting through this 33 level, which is, and it's right at the VWAP too. Yeah, I'm out of it.
I'm getting out of it.
And that's not the VWAP. That's fair. That's fair value. It might just chop around this level. Wow. Damn, I should have shorted. I should have flipped my position.
My DAS froze for a second. Did it happen to you too?
No.
What's happening? Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just did it. Yeah, I just did a batch. This AMD is squeezing up now. Yeah, I'm getting long on AMD now. I'm getting a long on AMD. See if this time we're going to go piece of garbage. Getting at 108.90. Let's get a jump on it. I got to stop out really bad on short. Let's see, at least make some money on the long side on it. I'm long on AMD at 108.75. FULC rejected highs. Let's see if AMD breaks out. That short was a really bad idea. Yeah, I'm going to see if we can get to break off this level, 109.20. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Getting some, so it might go to 110, yeah. If you'll see FUBO, that was a bad loss on it. Let's see if AMD going. Yeah, this is a really nice squeeze on it. That short I got to stop that at 108.25. That was a bad loss on it. Let's see if this one goes continues going breaking that level. Who's trading what? What's going on?
I'm flat right now. I'm looking for something that want to trade. APPH. We should have. It's been a week.
IWM sold off, bounced back a little bit. I'm long AMD right now.
See, I told you FULC is a little bit unpredictable.
That was a big pump and dump on it.
Yeah, it's just the after one day, it's tends to be, like I said, less predictable.
Yeah, I'm adding a little bit more long on AMD at 109.20. I think it has another pop in it. And this pullback, let's see for the break of this level 109. Adding a little bit more on it and this pullback. Let's see if it can go. OCGN short. AMC is garbage. Yeah. All of these trades that I took were subpar. I didn't have any trade book. Jose, you shorted AMD. Yeah, don't don't look at me. I mean, I'm pretty much anything that I touch is just turning out to be a bad trade. But I think AMD, this squeeze is very powerful on it. I have a really good confidence on this trade. I think it's gonna go break the high of the day again. What do we have on the daily chart? And this level is important, that's for sure. The next one would be probably somewhere around 110. So back here.
Just got short some plug just because I think it's gonna got another leg down here through 28 maybe. If it loses this level here, which was a prior low, here we go. All right, here we go. So I'd like to see.
So it's some here at 109.40. I think AMD probably is going to continue going higher.
So we're down at just covering some plug here. 2802, 2803 filled.
FUBO might be a short. I mean, but again, I don't feel great about
FUBO,
it.
to me, it feels like FUBO is going to chop in a range here. FUBO is just going to chop you up unless it breaks out of this range between 33 and 3150. Just waiting for, there's a big ask or big bid at 28 on plug. Just waiting for it. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Covering some more here. 27.97.
Really nice. Space still selling off, 10% down. Okay, AMD is coming back to my break-even point. Almost, because I added a little bit more up there. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it turned out to be a horrible trade. AMD, I don't know how Peter is trading this AMD. It's just disgusting. Really, really disgusting.
I think, yeah, it's back on ban for me. It had a chance. I gave it a chance. But it still trades disgusting.
The FUCL is trying to come back up. I'm getting out of my AMD position, almost at the break-even point here. Yeah, it's just a permanent ban on my chart listing.
And just I'm out of the rest of plug. I think it's due for a pop back up here.
Lock.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
CCL.
A lot of stuff's really choppy now. FULC.
This was not a good day at all. This was not a good day at all. At least for me. Although
I had two good trades.
Short and AMD was stupid. Yeah.
I had two good trades. I had the FUBO short at the open and Riot pop up.
HBI, what's up, HBI?
I lost. I gave some money back on those other FUBO trades.
I just can't read AMD, to be honest with you. It's just garbage. Well, you know what? Actually, I didn't have a bad day. This short was a bad, and I added more. This short was a bad loss. I mean, that was my worst
did it?
trade, I think. Space is really weak. Space, amazing space.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, I looked at space, and it's been challenging trading it before. Thought about it as a short, but what's the Inlock? Norton LifeLock just seems to be popping up on the scanner. Seems to be super strong.
Which one? What's the ticker for that?
Inlock, LOK. I think they bought out they bought somebody.
Inlock. They bought a lock.
Yeah. Here you go. Riot. There goes FUBO. FUBO still looks short.
AMD.
FUBO.
Are you kidding me? FUBO is struggling. Space. I'm wondering if a space we can get a reversal on a space. Looks really beaten up. MRNA is hitting a scanner. What's that one up to? MRNA is down. As the Delta variant goes up, the MRNA went up too, huh?
MRNA took some profit taking yesterday. took a drop. Had a big drop yesterday after that big spike up. That was kind of a capitulation move on Monday. Had that big move, elevated volume, and then yesterday it sold off.
AMD is going up. I don't want to get back in there, to be honest with you. I'm done with it. I made money on the long, but in the short, I lost. Space.
Is there news on space?
It's a downgrade, I think. Was it the downgrade?
Okay.
I think.
BA. What's BA doing?
CCL.
Yeah, possible 920 trade. It's good. Definitely, it's about the right time. Sort of a break of 237, 237.90.
Ticket price from 250 to 450K. That's not good. I don't think that has any effect, though. I don't think for the billionaires that they want to go up 250 or 450 is that different. It's not that the Starbucks makes the coffee from $2 to $4 and then half of the population cannot afford it anymore. It's just
Yeah. I think if it's one of those things, if you have to ask the price, it's like you can't afford it.
I don't know, like Jeff Bezos says, "Oh, I'm gonna go to 250. Yeah, I can do the 450. Oh, I can't afford it. No, sorry."
Yeah. Yeah, 200,000 is for all these super wealthy people is nothing.
It's 1 day move in Amazon share price.
Yeah.
I saw in Aspen Real Estate $65,000 rental nightly, just a house, a 3-bedroom. $65,000 just a rental. Like that's what people make more than a year for living with a family. It's just
that's the COVID price.
Aspen, no, it's just all the. I saw the airport in Aspen, all the corporate jets and private jets are parking there. It's just unbelievable. All right, so nothing to do. I'm ready for the day. Thanks to our buddy AMD. That short was really bad. Nothing. FULC is garbage. Plug is selling off. Only thing that I see right now is this HPI stuff. The volume is picking up on it, but didn't have much volume. Snap is hitting the scanner. Yeah, AMD is really garbage. It was really good when it was. I don't know. Today I can't really read that. I mean, now it's popping up. Although you just have to give it a little bit of room. Apparently, it's gonna go to 110. I kind of knew this short that I did. I told you that it's a sub-par trade, and I take the price. Don't trade anything that is sub-par, to be honest with you guys. If you really don't see any trade book, just don't trade it. You don't have to do it. It's like a poker. You have to wait. Patience. You have to wait for a good hand. If you want to just play every hand that comes, then you're slowly bleeding and just chipping all the time. But you got to wait until that setup comes. It wasn't that bad. It was just that my trade was really bad on it. I really shouldn't have gone short on it. Yeah, you wait. It's exactly like the poker. You wait, you fold, you fold, you fold, you fold until you get that double ace. Then you become very aggressive. But if every time that you see it, a queen and a 4, you just want to go ahead, just raise, and they're slowly bleeding you in the table. So you just have to wait. Listen to Brian's joke. 4 is my favorite hand. That's why I'm not a poker player. FUL's space is garbage, huh? Do you think we can get a long on space, Brian? Catch a reversal on it or no?
Not looking at space. Riot's selling off. It's back at yesterday's high. Ooh, plug is still going down.
Yeah,
FUBO is
FUBO sold off too. FUBO is sold off too.
Yeah. I'm looking at coin right now. Coin looks kind of weak. I was going to sell some options, some 300 options, 300 strike price for the end of the week.
IWM is bouncing from these levels. Did a big sell-off up there. Still have some TNA. It's only half an hour in the trading day, but I feel that I lost 1 decade of my life. That's what AMD does to you. Now I see why Peter doesn't have any hair. Imagine you trading this garbage for 5 years, you lose all of your hair. Seriously, it's just, I feel like it's been 1 year that I'm trading. It's AMD.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, so I'm red for the day. I don't have any day trade. The only thing that I have is ARK and TNA. I reduced my TNA exposure in both accounts because it seems that everything seems a little toppy. So just mostly on cash on all of my accounts. I'm really, really red for the day.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of stuff seems to be selling off a little bit here. X and AA have sold off.
CWBR, the volume.
Fisker's kind of selling off here.
See, Zaki, that's you should watch Mike's presentation last night. It's all about risk management and risk to reward. So you had 4 great trades and 1 loss. You're down $2,000. It should be the other way. You know, that goes all the way into the risk to reward and trading based on probability. You can be wrong 60% of the time, and 40%. You still make really good money. That's what we see in peak capital traders stats when we're looking at them. Like 70% loss, 30% win, but they're still making money. That's what we want to get there because they're just managing their risk properly. And managing the risk, having the risk to reward, good risk to reward ratio doesn't mean that you should give 1 cent a stop loss, to keep your, you should give it some room. It has to be very reasonable. Like, for example, when you go long here, you have to give it some reasonable room. You shouldn't give 1 cent. So one person emailed me and said, Andrew, when you're trading, why do you just put a stop loss? Why don't you just put almost 0 stop loss? Just because the reason for that, there's the nature of the probability and fluctuation of the market. You have to give it some room. There's no way that you can go enter a trade and say, okay, my stop loss is 0 cents. It has to go, into the, that's $1 million, $billion thing if you know exactly it goes into your direction. So because everything is on the probability, you have to give it some reasonable stop loss.
Yeah, just just try not to get emotional about things. I'm not seeing anything I'm crazy about right now.
Nothing. I was actually going to stop trading after these 2 trades. I kind of knew this day is going to be garbage. I just keep trading. CCL, Inlock. Yeah, there's no volume. Just look at the volume. If there is any volume, you tell me. FULC is good, but it's selling off and no shares for short. Show me a volume.
I'm looking at Riot. So maybe a short here.
Hood has volume. Let's see what the Hood is doing. Coin is back up to 85. Ardi's entries at 340. He was just killing himself from this coin. It's coming back slowly, going back up. He bought in this after IPO, and he got stuck in that. He didn't sell, and now it's coming back slowly. But he's writing covered calls on it, so he's making some money out of that.
Looking at FUBO and looking at Riot. Well, let's see.
Riot.
It's coming back up. I'm just looking at the possibility of shorting Riot. WW was just a complete piece of garbage. Didn't trade well at all. Plug might be, just wondering if Plug's looking to try to find a bottom here.
If AMD goes red today, if he loses the VWAP and comes red, then I'm going to kill myself. Because that is not cool. Space seems that it wants to slowly bounce, but it... Jump in the garbage truck, yeah. For my cause.
Just took a long on Plug. Kind of looks like it's trying to... Just looks like it's trying to bounce here. So I'm in at 27.88. 27.88. It's sitting right at the 9 moving average right now. So the question is it going to get through it or just use it and reject from it? Yeah, garbage.
FUBO. Who would have thought that FUBO is going to sell off like that? Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just squeezed back there just to stop me out of that trade.
This is amazing. Yeah, Space is selling off to Space 12%. AMD. Was the Space a SPAC?
I'm not sure if it was ever a SPAC.
No. Yeah, it was. It was Shamat. Shamat, yeah. He just put all of his SPACs into people. IPOA, yeah, it was IPOA. Yeah. Shamat. Well, last year when everything was going up, Shamat was so happy in Twitter and stuff. Now he doesn't say much. All of his SPACs are doing horrible. And he actually turned off his comments on Twitter because, yeah.
Just added a bit of Plug here, 27.77. So I'll stop out at on this at 27.70 if we lose that.
Shamat is a Silicon Valley investor. He was one of the early Facebook employees and investors.
Okay, I'm out of it.
And
It's going to go lower. Couldn't get through the 9 moving average.
yeah, you took a long on plug, yes?
Yeah, it kind of looked like it was bottoming. It still may be bottoming here. It's about the right time for trades to bottom. It's probably got into a little early.
This is one of those days, guys, that you better have handcuffs on. Just chill, bring your cats, pet your dog.
Pet your cat.
Don't pet your cats, and just don't do anything, really. This is the time.
Yeah, whatever
there's
happened
nothing.
to Luna?
Yeah. Luna. Well, I'm not living there anymore. They also moved out.
No, I know.
So,
Oh, did they?
yeah. But Luna was a street cat. She was just not sitting for 1 second. She was just a hunter.
So they're on the
Always
move.
jumping over. Yeah, she was always on the moon. I think she had ADHD or something. She was never. Just wait for 1 second. I want to pet you. She wasn't my cat. Otherwise, I would have given her some Adderall. Just eat this. Just focus for
Chill
1
out.
second. Chill out. No, this is serious. There's nothing to trade. I mean, there's no volume, nothing. Even in the small cap, there's not much going on. Or PH, it's not much
Riot.
order flow.
Riot might be putting in a double bottom here.
Don't trade out of boredom like what I did on AMD. Just don't trade out of boredom. Wait for eventually it will come. I think eventually something is going to come today. A big thing, a move happens because everyone's probably getting bored, and eventually they jump on something. But this is the type of day that you bleed and you start just getting really frustrated because there's nothing in there. You just start seeing patterns that it doesn't exist. The time and cells are not really working on anything. So that's a good time to just joke with Peter, have fun with Norm. This is the time of the day that, or just go for a walk and come back in the afternoon if you're trading full time. If not, just take the day off.
Yeah, there isn't much going on here. Plug is looking like it's trying to find a bottom. Same with Riot. I took a little bit of a long on Riot as well here. Again, it's got this 9 moving average that we're at now. So see if we can get a move back up here. Look at see plug's going to come up again.
I'm thinking of getting a long on space out of boredom. Taking a small long on space just to be part of a little pop. Might be a bad trade, but do as I say, not as I do. No, it looks like there's a level here. Take a small size. See if you can get a small pop on it. Although it's really, yeah, I agree. It's a really bad trade, but we'll see. AMD lost.
I'm just going to sell. I'm going to sell some Riot here. 39.20.
Bah. Can you believe that? That's what I'm saying. That don't take any soft pair trade. That's the perfect.
Which one did you take? Which one was that?
Space.
Oh, space.
I'm getting out of it, man. Just that was another $800 I gave it to the market.
I'm still long Riot. Let's see if it can. It's above the 9 moving average now, so as long as it kind of holds above there. Riot put in if you look at a 2-minute chart, put in a really nice double bottom.
Did you take it?
Almost.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, see that double bottom on Riot.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah. The only issue that I have in these trades are just there's so many levels and moving averages, and that just hate that.
So yeah,
FUBO is.
I'm
FUBO
looking.
is almost
I'd like
out.
to see it. I'd like to get Riot back to 39.50. Like to see it get back there. 39.50 is a moving average. It's also kind of an area of fair value.
Let's take a look at people in YouTube. How are you guys doing, your YouTube people? 463 likes without me begging you. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. You guys are really supportive. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking at plug here as a double bottom too. It's the problem with plug. Yeah, here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, Riot.
Very nice. Beauty.
Just sell a little
I
more
know
here.
German.
33, 39, 36, 39, 35 filled. Yeah, plug looks like it might be trying to bottom here. All right. What do we got? We don't have anything. There's no big asks up on Riot at 39.50 or sort of anywhere between here and there, but at least we're above the 9. We're using the 20 as resistance right now. See if we can get through there.
Nice FS trade there. Very nice. Beautiful.
Oh, look at that. There you go. Plug is starting to bounce too. I didn't take that trade. Did anyone else? Nice. Nice, Marcus. Good deal, guys. Nice. All right. Well, we had a few people in the room taking the trade, taking the plug trade as well. Here we go. Here's the 39.50 on Riot. It's got filled there. 39.49. So I'm almost out of Riot. No more Riots.
No more Riot. Very nice. Very nice
Yeah.
trade.
Yeah, Hugo. Yeah, I really like these. If you can catch a good double bottom trade this time of day, it's a great pattern to trade off of. Yeah, look at plugs. Plugs coming back up. See if we can get to 28 for everyone in the room. So I'll stop out at 39 on Riot on just the remainder. We'll see. I guess I hope we can get to see if we can get to back to the VWAP on Riot and use a stop of 39, maybe 39.05. Some liquidity on plug around 39.92, 39.91, 39.94. It's a fair amount of liquidity there. What did you do there on AMD? Jeez. Go ahead, sorry.
I was saying that these bots are coming that they promote porn on our YouTube chat. It's really funny. Jared is keep deleting them. I don't know who write these chats, Jared. Thanks, Jared, for deleting these porn comments on our YouTube channel. So funny.
Okay, can't we have a bot? We can't get a bot to delete them.
I don't know.
We have to use Jared. Jared's our bot.
Thor says they might help the algo. Just keep them on. They might help the algo. I mean, if you want to grow the channel like that, I mean, we can ask Brian to do pole dancing for us. That's easier way to do it. I'm sure we get a lot of.
Yeah.
And he has done it actually. You know, a few like 5-6 years ago when we went to Japan, Brian did pole dancing. That was really fun.
Pole dancing and tequila. It didn't go well.
Okay, so I lost all of my money. These laughs
exactly.
are anxiety laughs. So, because sometimes when you're so fuck it, it becomes funny. Yeah, fuck it, AMD, take my money, take it.
Yeah, that night in Tokyo was, I guess it could have been a movie. I think they did make a movie. It was called The Hangover.
It kind of was like that in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Nothing really. I can't believe that such a day. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, Riot's kind of stalled out here.
Have you ever been so broke it becomes funny for you? Like, Jesus, I have no money. It's like I lost everything. Like a space is eventually bouncing back. Just wanted to stop me out.
God, I'm looking at some of the. I'm looking at the IWM. Man, what a choppy day! Holy cow! It's just been up and down. Just in a very narrow trading range.
A riot, huh?
TQQ is coming back. Yeah, plug is really kind of it's trying to stay above this 9 moving average on a 2-minute chart. Kind of feels like it's just basically everything's kind of just running out of steam. FULC is just chopping. It sort of made a pennant there. It was more like an ascending triangle, and then it just basically broke down. But we don't have any shares for short, so yeah. So just no. Not a lot of buying interest.
Inlock.
Okay, I'm out of the rest of Riot. 3907. It just looks like it's rolling over again here. Same with plug.
Nothing. Coin hit the scanner, popping up, but again, nothing has the volume that it gets exciting. Everything is extreme range. Look at the IWM, just the range in the daily chart just drives us crazy.
What's going on with the Chinese stocks? Their K-Web's up just a fraction. Billy's down, Baba's up, Baidu's down, JD's down. Yeah, the Chinese stocks are
FULC is squeezing now. FULC is slowly squeezing.
Oh yeah, look at yeah. Volume's picking up on it.
Yeah. Somebody's getting a squeeze on FULC. I was kind of thought that it might be squeezed over there.
That's interesting. I'm surprised that the Chinese stocks aren't down more if that was the case. TQQQ is selling off again. That's the Qs. They've gone red on the day again. The Dow and the SPY are just kind of hanging in there.
With this current situation, everyone tries to put the money in the SPY and Dow because they're more probably solid companies. Technology are really overvalued, and small caps are just not. People like Dow, more value companies. Like that's why SPY and Dow are really holding. Dow is just strong.
Yeah.
FULC is popping up. I mean, FULCs continue squeezing, then if it comes above the VWAP, then it might become really fun to trade. Goldman Sachs.
Yeah. Again, it's just it's been in play already. So MRNA is looking weak. Yeah.
Huh?
What's AMC? What's AMC doing? Oh, AMC is dropping.
AMC eventually broke out.
Yeah, AMC is dropping. Just hit S3.
Yeah, just volume is picking up on AMC, so that's interesting. On daily charts, yeah, AMC volume is picking up. I like the volume on it. See.
Mm-hmm. Need to wait for a bounce to take an entry on this.
If you want to go short, I was thinking of getting a long on it. I might be wrong on it, huh?
Oh, it's right at S3.
I think it broke the S3, so that's why the volume is picking up on it.
29.91 is S3.
Why do I have 31.76 then? Why my numbers?
That's weird.
Different?
Are you
using pre-market or post-market?
Yep. I don't have that. There's a box to check if you don't want to use it.
So did you uncheck it? Or period is 1 day? What do you use for period? 1 day?
1 day, yeah.
Ah, that's why. Oh, if this one is S3, I want to get a long on it actually. 29.91. I'm gonna get a long on it. You can get a bounce from S3.
Yeah, 1 day. Yeah.
I'm getting a long on it. 29.88. Stop loss will put it to like 20-30 cents.
Yeah, I don't really. It looks. It should bounce here, or it should bounce somewhere around here.
So what happened, Kyle? What did you say? Oh, thanks. 1 day line and calculate the pivot lines. Perfect. Thanks. Yeah, I'll do that.
SPY
Yeah, I got a long on it
over
as
here.
S3. Aha. Let's see if we can get a big bounce on it. Come on. Get a bounce. Off 30. Yes. Ah, damn it. Come on, hold it. You can get a bounce to 30.10. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but it's I'm not gonna go red on it, so I'm already positive on it. So let's get a quick bounce. Yeah, there's signal on level 2 on both sides, so I don't expect a big bounce to VWAP on it. I was just hoping that we can get just a quick extreme reversal on that. Maybe 30.10, 30.20. I think that's probably the maximum I can get from it. Love the volume on it. One more pop before One more pop before you drop on me. One more pop to 30.10, 30.20. Yeah, the bids are still bigger, but we'll see. Reload, save the setting here. Still holding it. My entry is at 29.86, the average. It's holding it. Probably gonna sell off, but I'm just holding it and see if we can get another pop on it. Come on. One more pop. You don't want to do that, huh?
It's trying. It looks like it's holding this S3 level.
Yeah. I don't want to add on it. I'm not really convinced that it's an add. If this 5-minute candlestick closes, I will make a new 5-minute high. I might add on that. But at this stage, I don't want to add. I took a fairly big size on it, so it's just a little bit stressful. Pop to 310. Yeah, these bids, there's really no clear signal on the level 2, at least for me, because there are big bids here and there's some big ask here. Certainly on decision. If anything, the bid seems a little bit bigger on that front. Let's see if you can hold the line. AMD, good level 2, yeah, but it's garbage. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, level 2 doesn't really necessarily tell you everything. You can have a good level 2, but bad price action. But I think it's good. This AMC is really good. I like the volume on it. It's just 30-20. Kind of adding a little bit more here. Not too much, too. I don't want to mess up my average. Because this candlestick closes on adding some. 5 minutes is making a new 5-minute high. We have S3. Maybe it's a panic sell or something.
Just long some AHPI. Here we go.
AHPI.
Come on. Give some volume here. It's just a small size. Just because I'm bored. There's a big ask at 15. No, it's just a couple hundred shares, 400 shares. See if we can get a pop over 15 here. 1550 high of day. It is making a series of higher lows, so The only problem is it's going to break. Looks like it's going to break down here. Still holding.
AMC, you are going to pop up. I know.
Come on. Come on. Yeah, now the volume's kind of dropping off on it. May not be a bad thing. I like to see less volume on down candles. So, oh, there goes Riot. That plug looks like it's still going to try to find a bottom here. The SPY is did a bit of a false breakdown there and came right back up.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, still it's doing a nice consolidation. Look at the 5-minute chart is making new high. Hasn't made a new low yet. What is Rani doing? Oh, yeah, it doesn't have much volume. Interesting. AMC. Come on. Nice.
Riot looks like it's going to go back to the. Now it looks like it's going to go to the VWAP.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I mean, I kind of now want 30-20 on it. Nice. Selling some here up there. Yeah, looking there exactly. The level 2 looks much better now. Very nice. Selling some here. Nice. 30-20. Good.
I think Plug's going to go through 28. Yeah. Getting out of AHPI. That wasn't good. Couldn't break above there.
Very nice. I got out at 30-25, 30-20. Anyone took AMC? Nice. Nice. Okay. See what the drop is doing. Well, these levels are magic. Well, thank you, Thor, for that. I think I'm the last person in this community at these pivot points. But that was a really nice bounce from S3. The really nice, very nice bounce. Really good volume. Definitely AMC is in play. So I think it's also very important to take these trades on the stocks that are in play. If they're not in play, then you think you're trading based on these levels, but you're actually just getting into the chop. High order flow. Yeah, this order flow is the thing. Getting out some here at 30-26, 30-27. Space, yeah, but see, Hugo, the Space doesn't have the order flow that AMC has. You know, I really like the volume and order flow. Space now is slowly moving, but you don't want to be in the stock that the time and sells doesn't really change. You want to be on something that is extremely liquid and order flow is up. Now we can get to that moving average at 30.50 then, because it doesn't seem it has anything in it. I have a really good entry holding it. I still have a number of shares. This today is actually a very, very good day for a lot of us to see that you get into kind of these days that there's nothing and everything is choppy, and we are tapering off from the earnings season, and you have to wait to get that. I mean, it's not every day that you come. The volatility is so amazing that you just make a trade and make a quick profit and go. You get into kind of these days, and they're coming. They're not very often. I mean, since last year, we didn't have much of these days, but there are days that there's nothing to trade. So you have to really practice on your patience. And most of the time, when you look at the equity curves, the days like this drop your equity curve really bad. Like my loss was really bad today. And you have to make sure that, you know how to survive this. It's like a choppy day in an ocean. And it's not every day that you go to the beach and everything. There are some days that there's storm. You have to be careful. Don't drown yourself in those days.
Yeah, Riot came back up and got through the VWAP this time. Nice move back here.
Let's see if AMC can get to 30.50. I'm going to hold that. And then we can do a recap and just leave.
Some of the financials are popping up on the screen here. FAS, which is a levered ETF for the financials. JP Morgan's popping up on the high day scanner as well.
Getting out a little bit more on AMC here just for the sake of fun of it. But I think 30.50 is easily we can get that. FAS. What is FAS? Is it an ETF or is?
Yeah, it's an It's a financial ETF. 3 times.
It's gonna go for all-time high. Wow.
Yeah, XLF has been strong too, which is just a regular ETF, financial ETF. Yeah. TLT, what's TLT doing? TLT is down, just down, so that means yields are up again.
Yeah, when you assign to a boot camp, you get a team captain, and then with the team captain, there is a senior trader that helping you. So it would be either Peter or John, and then they're with Dima and Ayman, and then you get to work with Simon and Mike as well on the what do I say? To building the trade book every week. Yeah, come on. So finally, we get a trade that we can be proud of on AMC. It's slowly creeping up, as Brian says. Rani.
SPY is looking like it's going to break higher here.
FUBO is also popping up. The volume is slowly picking up on it. FUBO is might go for the VWAP. MC is still holding a little bit of shares on it. See if you can get that move up. FUBO, I'm taking a long on FUBO 3184. Let's see, get to 33, 32. Getting a long on 3184. Let's pop up to 32. I had a loss on FUBO. Let's see if you can make a little bit of that loss back.
FULC is just leaking off here.
See if FUBO can go test the VWAP. Come on, FUBO. Oh, come on, FUBO. You can. You certainly can. AMC is still holding.
FUBO's right at the VWAP. 3203.
I was hoping to get to the VWAP and sell my position.
If you can get through 32.
If I can get the VWAP, it might get volatile, really.
There's a bit of an ask. There's a bit of an ask at 32. Oh, AMC is starting to roll over again.
Yeah, I'm getting out of AMC at the break-even point. So my break-even point is 29.90. Just holding and see if we can get a pop on it. AMD is rolling over too, eh? So I'm just getting some out at 32. AMD looks like it wants to go back to the level 107. I'm taking a short on AMD too at 107.40. See if you can take a revenge trade on that. AMC is going back to my break-even point. I'm getting out of my AMC trade. FUBO is doing some stuff. I'm short the AMD. See if this time wants to go back to 107. Looks like it really breaking the low of the day.
It's starting to drop.
Might go red.
TQQ is dropping. The Qs are dropping again. SPY's kind of rolling over.
AMD at 107.40. See if you can break the below 107. FUBO came back up to my break-even point. Also, getting out of FUBO. See if AMD can break the low of the day at 107.09. Then we might get it might go red actually for the day. I'm short AMD for the break of 107. Get that revenge trade out of it. AMC selling off. AMC was a nice trade. I have a meeting.
Moderna's really selling off here.
AMD, let's get you red. Let's get you red. Honestly, yeah, broke the low of the day. Let's get to 106.80. Still hoping to get to 106.80. Actually adding a little bit more on it. Might go red. It might go red, actually. Let's see. Qs are doing some stuff. AHBI. Oh, what a drop on AHBI. $2 drop.
Wow.
AMD. I'm adding a little bit more on my AMD here. See if you can get that drop below the moving averages at least.
Just shorted some Moderna, 414.20.
Hell yeah, now I'm covering here. Just wanted to make that loss back on it.
Just covering some here, 412. 412.20 filled.
Moderna.
Moderna, MRNA.
Yeah, I saw AMC. I'm out of AMC. I think I got a really good run of AMC. I don't need to be in there anymore.
Yeah.
I'm really
covering.
Having
covered some more, 411.50.
I think AMD might test the previous day close at 106.48. Let's see if you can. And
Well, that helped. That helped my day. That helped my day a lot. This 410 could be an interesting level to get the rest of it. Covering some more here, 410.97. Just about out of it.
I can't believe I made my loss back on AMD. Oh, almost, yeah. Nice. Gotta go red.
Thank you, Moderna.
What did you do, Moderna? Short or long?
Yeah, short.
Nice. Look at the drop on Moderna. $20
Yeah.
drop.
I just had to wait for it to pop a little bit there because it was already pretty extended.
AMD's gonna go red, guys. I know.
Yeah. Here we go. Covering for good. Ooh, got a better fill than I thought. 409, so I'm out of it. Wow.
Come on, AMD. You
All
can.
right. Thank you. That was for my Moderna trade.
Garbage train. Now there's a sheep out there. Covering more.
That's what I felt like doing.
I signed a 3-year lease, man. Over 3 years of this mess. Next time I want to lease an office, I go at 6 o'clock in the morning and to see what's happening there. When he showed us the office, I didn't see this one coming. Anyways, I can't believe I made my loss back on AMD. That's awesome.
AMD still just keeps leaking here, eh?
I told you
Wow.
guys, you got to be patient. That thing is going to come.
Oh, Moderna's probably got way more downside here. So anybody shorting Moderna?
Moderna is
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
Who's after us? I'm not going to go to any meeting. I'm
Nice,
sorry, cancel
Danny.
all the meetings. I'm going to wait and see if
Oh,
we can
good.
get it bounced on Moderna too. What is my calendar?
Guys,
Do we have a
nice.
meeting right now? Oh, it's with Mike.
Nice, Sita. Awesome. I guess the garbage guy took it too.
he's short Moderna. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
he's
guys.
super
I gotta
excited.
fix this. I'm gonna fix this. I gotta get one of these noise cancellation thing. I'm so sorry, guys. Or I put
It
my
doesn't
setup
bother-
back to. Oh, yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, look at Plug just got taken to the woodshed. Man, yeah. What other trading room are you going to get sound effects like that?
Hey, look at AMD. I told you AMD is gonna go red for the day. You don't believe me. Moderna is at S4, huh?
It's past S4. 410 was S4.
Oh.
That's kind of why I thought S4 might be support. 4990 was S4. Whew, it's still dropping. Oh my God. Should have kept that extra 100 shares. Jeez. Oh well.
Man, I can't believe I'm positive on AMD. I'm 3,500 up on AMD. I can't believe that. I'm with my lost pack and I'm green on it. I can't believe that day. I told you it's gonna come. You have to be patient. It's gonna happen. Red for the day. So AMD was up 2% and now it's down 0.5%. So when we say it's gonna go red, it means that from green goes to the red. You know, that's how the numbers are shown in the trading platform. Moderna.
It's really funny watching the time and sales. 1 share, 2 shares, 4 shares.
On Moderna?
Yeah.
Megan, do they work on these? Just put it on the window. Yeah, Megan is sending acoustic panels. We're just gonna put these acoustic panels here. No, I think there's a noise cancellation software. If you put it, then automatically cancel all the noise, so you just hear only the.
God, there's lots of small retail guys trading this Moderna. So
I got a good run on. I got a good run on AMD. Well, let's take that. See, Peter was telling us you should wait for AMD. We didn't listen to Peter.
Yeah. Well, I didn't trade it. FULC is still breaking down. What's this NE? NE.
The whole Qs are setting off, and what's happening? Yeah, the whole Qs arc is down.
Well, the Dow and SPY are still in the green. Q and the IWM are red on the day.
If you can get another drop in MRNA, I'm gonna look at the potential.
Well, I think you just missed a little pop there. Probably would have reshorted it at 406. 407, sort of that area. I don't know. It's getting to a point where it might have more serious bounce in it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Moderna for a long, not for a short. I think it's a little bit too late for a short.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's saying it's really really extended to the upside. It's probably worth more like $130, $140 a share, and it traded up to 500 yesterday, almost 497.50.
It is valued at $140. You think that's the value?
Yeah, well, I think that some analysts think that the value of this is somewhere in the $130 to $140 range.
It's a hype, huh? Man, look at this
Well,
bounce on AMD from S1. These levels are magic. Thor, where did you get them from? Anna Cooling book? Why am I not using these levels?
We've been using them for a while.
I know. I'm the last person getting this.
Swing short. Oh yeah, great. You were short WW going into earnings. Huh. There's it just lost 400 and then it's bouncing back here. Low was
from
400.
Pivot Bus. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna read that book. Man, that I kind of got a lesson that I got. Well, here's the thing. I mean, these levels, to be honest with you, at the open, because I'm scalping at the open, I don't think they're that thing,
No.
but they're really awesome for this time of the day. Look at this bounce on AMD, just right at S3.
Yeah, I think
S1.
they're actually. Yeah, it's better. They're better when you're into this into half-hour trading day for sure. Because in the first half hour, it's just all momentum. Although they do sometimes even early on respect those levels, especially if they're based on pre-market. Okay, guys, I'm getting hungry here, and I think we're still on YouTube. So, everybody out in YouTube land, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the follows. So.
No. Let's do something. Before you go, let's do the recap, Brian.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Wow.
So yeah, thank you guys, YouTube guys. If you can subscribe to our channel or like, we appreciate that. Helps us really grow the channel. Yeah. So thank you so much, Carlos. Carlos, if you can stop that one, maybe Brian and I can go into the thing for a recap.
Yeah. And if you are interested in joining us and hearing things real time as opposed to sort of a delay, that's your way to sign up and join us in the chat room. $24 for 1 week.
Yeah, and you also get of course you can see my screen or other people's moderators' screen. So what you see is just the chart from Carlos, but you can see our chart. All right, so that's it. Brian, let's get back into the chat room. We can actually start